Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the Intersim Esports Network. It's Friday night again, and that means Season 2 of the NASCAR Next Gen Series. This season is the simrigs.com Full Throttle Sim Racing League's NASCAR Next Gen Series from the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. I'm Aidan Schultz. Joining me in the booth, as always, is Paul Jackson. Good evening to you, Paul.
How are we doing tonight, Aidan? Round 1 of now the newly sponsored simrigs.com Next Gen Series. So welcome aboard to simrigs.com as our new sponsor for the second season.
Yeah, how great is that, Paul? Simrigs.com getting on board with the Full Throttle Sim Racing League's NASCAR Next Gen Series for what is Season 2 after a sensational Season 1, Paul. We had some stellar racing in these cars, and with the field tonight and the turnout of drivers nearly hitting the 40 mark, it's definitely winding up to be a good season on what tonight will be round 1.
Well, I can confirm we have 40 drivers in the server now, so we have hit that 40 mark, so it's going to be quite a big field here at Charlotte if all 40 cars take the grid.
It most definitely will, and Daniel Beckinsale comes into Season 2 the inaugural winner of the championship for Season 1, so he's going into, obviously, round 1 tonight at Charlotte. Everyone's going to win, but the 19 car there of Daniel Beckinsale that you see on screen, possibly he'll have a target on his back tonight, being the inaugural winner of the season. So we'll see whether Daniel Beckinsale can start off this season where he ended last season, but if you recall the last broadcast we did for the final round, it actually came down to the last couple of laps and we still didn't know who was going to win the championship. So I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, everyone tuning in here on the Intersim Esports Network this Friday night tonight, that it could be any one of the 40 of these drivers, especially around Charlotte Motor Speedway, Paul.
Well, with a field this big, I don't even know if I could pick a winner tonight. It's going to be a mad dash for that start-finish line, right from the start of the race to the very last lap.
It will be, and in these next-gen cars, we predominantly haven't seen a massive drop-off with tyre wear. Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Gen 3 cars do seem to get a little bit of drop-off as they get if they do go into longer runs. So what I'm interested to see tonight is whether those updates iRacing have brought will change that. But the way that these practice times are currently, with Ruben Phelps from Aussie Esports sitting at the top with a 29.90, not to be outdone by Nigel Patton and Darren McKenzie rounding out the top 3, these times are very close. We've only got 0.3 of a second currently between first and 26th, Paul. So definitely anyone's good to see the 263 there on screen of Michael Schroeder as there's an incident in the background, but good to see the 263 of Michael Schroeder coming out and wiping off the cobwebs. He hasn't been around this series for quite a long time, so good to see Michael on board tonight. There's Tristan Koch on screen as well in the 550 car, the Ballistic Bruco 550. He'll be looking for a solid race tonight, Paul, as well. So Charlotte Motor Speedway tonight, as you see Tristan come out of turn 4, they can definitely lick that turn 4 pretty easily, so they will have to be very careful for that one, Paul.
And I think, did you guys run here last night, Aidan?
Yeah, we did. We ran in the trucks and a little bit of self-promotion. Ruben and I for Aussie Esports did go 1-2, so we're very happy with that one. But Charlotte Motor Speedway, definitely a tricky little track, or not so little track, but we did run here in the truck. So I know Ruben ran, Nigel Payton ran, Darren McKenzie ran as well. That's your top 3 currently. Jamie Nankervis in 8th ran last night, as well as all the bin chicane guys, Dimitri Agathos, Daniel Beckinsale, etc., etc. Dave Oliver as well is one of those guys. So they had a lot of laps around here in the truck last night to get used to it, but now we get some extra horsepower and some extra grip in the next-gen cars. So different car. We'll see whether the guys can back it up with another solid run tonight.
Definitely, and with that, we'll cover some track notes here. So we are at Charlotte Motor Speedway tonight for 134 laps with 75% fuel, 2 tyre changes, no fast repairs, and 1 green-white checker. 1.5 mile track, or 2.41 kilometres, and it is just after noon at 12:55 p.m.
Yeah, 134 laps around the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway is your distance tonight for round one of the simrigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series. A little bit longer than the boys ran last night in the trucks, so concentration will be the key tonight, as we're going to see a lot of two wide racing, especially in these next gen cars. So how good's that car look on screen in the green and black car? Not sure who that driver is. Brad Allison there on screen as well in the 03 car. Good to see Brad back out there behind the wheel tonight. He's had a little bit of time off with some personal issues. So really good to see Brad Allison back in the 03 car tonight, cutting laps here for round one of the simrigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series. We'll have a look where Brad Allison currently sits on the practice timing boards. He's sitting there in P11 with a 30.05. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's how close it is here at the top. Ruben Phelps is still sitting there at the top of the practice session with a 29.9, but Brad Allison back there in 11th is only 0.15 of a second behind with a 30.05. So that's how close it is. A lot of new drivers in the series, though, tonight too, Paul. The likes of Adam Marinovich, Caleb Patterson, Craig Taylor, Graham Ellis, Jake Kinane, Lachlan Hewitt, Neil McKenzie, Tony Vazelis. They're a part of the Downshift Sim Racing team, new here to the Full Throttle Sim Racing League's Next Gen Cup Series, brought to you by simrigs.com. So good to see a few new faces out there tonight.
Definitely, with new faces means the field grows in size as well, Aiden. So it's going to be good to see this 40-car field. If everyone sticks around throughout the season, we're going to have quite a wild ride for season number 2.
I'm telling you what, if we get 40 cars, or if they get 40 cars every single week for the next 8 to 10 weeks, we're going to need to get a new set of voice boxes, Paul, because I know for me, I'm already standing up early in practice. So if anyone wants to see what it's like in the broadcast booth, I'll be sure to live stream that on my streaming page one day. Let us know in the comments if you want to see that. So I'm already up on my feet rather. But the 00 car there, Mark Johansson, he's actually the owner and runner of the Weekend Warriors League, which runs on a Saturday night. So Mark is strapped on the virtual helmet tonight in the 00 car and is going to come out and do some laps. But only about 10 seconds left in the practice session. If you're tuning in to us, whether it be through Facebook or YouTube, be sure to comment, get involved. I can see a couple of people commenting already. We love you guys commenting, so do that. But Paul, we've also got another special announcement. Also, Inside Lane Productions are a part of this series, a massive part of this series, as well, as we just switch over into qualifying. We'll just let them get underway. But back to Inside Lane Productions. They do a great job. They've actually given away 2 button boxes worth $250 each, and they will be given away at the end of this series. So not only do you have the first, second and third place in the championship on the line here this season, you've got a couple of extra special things given away by Inside Lane Productions at the end of this one, as we see Graham Ellis there in the 555 come out and set his first lap. So he's just coming out on his sighting lap at the moment, and he'll get the green flag next time across the line as he comes through turn 3 and 4. So we'll stay on board. Graham Ellis hasn't got a lot of airtime in the previous broadcast, so we'll stay on board with Graham Ellis at the moment as he goes across the start-finish line. Graham Ellis is another new driver, Paul just says in my ear as well. Not sure what team he is a part of, but he holds it down really low through 1 and 2. That's the ideal line. Comes nicely out of turn 2. Down the back stretch he goes into 3 and 4. Very important to get 3 and 4 right. It does tighten up, and you're a little bit high there for Graham, so not the ideal line on a qualifying lap, but we'll see how that puts him as he comes across the start-finish line to bank his first flyer. So Graham Ellis comes across the start-finish line. That has put him up into third position with a 30.55. So actually, Brett Campbell went to the top there for a second with a 30.44, with Todd May just jumping him as well with a 30.36. The times are definitely jumping up and down in this one. So we'll wait and see. Demetrius Agathos there jumps to the top, 30.28. Bin Chicane Racing 1-2. Dan Beckinsale there with a 30.34. Not to be outdone by Tim Weston there with a 30.35. I can't keep up with this one. Darren McKenzie to the top as we're on board with him there as well. Just goes to the top. Oh, it's just dropping like hotcakes here, Paul. I can't keep up with this one. We're currently only 0.2 of a second between the top 20, but Matt Payton in the 5.87. What a lap from him to take the provisional pole. At the moment, only 2 minutes 15 into qualifying, and bang, Kobe Jordan from not Bin Chicane Racing. Kobe Jordan from Inside Lane Productions jumps up to P2, but there we go. The man of the moment, Darren McKenzie in these cars, straight back to the top again with a 30.19, Paul.
Definitely a bit of a jump around here, but Norman Clark there with the pink sector I just spotted there, so just have a jump on board there. Norman Clark straight to the top there, P1.
Norman Clark, great drive by the gentleman of iRacing in the 09, Norman Clark, out of New Zealand. So once again, we've got New Zealand contingent, we've got a big Australian contingent, and also a American contingent as well, with the man of the moment, as we always call Mr. Derek Jacobs. But Brad Allison out of the seat for a long time, bang, up into P2 with a 30.18. So 3 minutes 13 gone of 5 minutes. Here is Sammy K, Sam Katakouzanos in the 968. Team Bushfink car. Let's see whether he's got anything for Norman Clark and Brad Allison at the top as he comes out of turn 3 and 4. He'll come across the line this time around to set his first flyer. Where's that put him on the leaderboard at the moment? Up into P4 with a 30.2. So he'll come through for his second flyer. We did see Norman Clark, Darren McKenzie and Brad Allison get a better lap on their second lap. We'll see whether Sam can do that, but we're just watching that car go across the line at the moment. Dave Oliver there went across the line. He is back down the list a little bit, but we'll see whether Sam Katakouzanos can better his time from his 4th position when he comes across the line. I'll keep you updated on that, folks, as we stay on with Dave Oliver. But Sam Katakouzanos, no, he can't. So he sits there now in P4 with a 30.22. It looks like, Paul, 4 minutes 15 into the 5-minute qualifying session, your provisional pole position is going to go to New Zealand at this stage with the 09 and Norman Clark. How good of a lap that was for Norman?
Well, as you know, Kiwis can't fly, but we certainly can fly around the racetrack, Aidan.
Yeah, I sense a bit of bias there from my fellow commentator, Kiwi and now Australian living, Mr. Paul Jackson. But no, you're exactly right there, because my teammate's a Kiwi as well, and he beats me 9 times out of 10, so you can't go too far wrong. But 4 minutes 50 into 5-minute qualifying session. There's Sam Katakouzanos, Team Bushfink. He's already done his lap, unless he stuffed his second one's having another go, so not sure. But we'll see him come across the line. No, he can't go any better. So there we go. Qualifying's wrapped up, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll give you your starting order for round 1 of the simrigs.com Full Throttle Sim Racing League's NASCAR Next Gen Series. So off the pole will be Norman Clark from New Zealand. On the outside of that front row will be Brad Allison. On the inside of the second row will be Mr. Darren McKenzie with Sam Katakouzanos on the outside of him. Kobe Jordan will be out of P5 with Matt Payton out of P6. Brady Tinnen out of 7. Ruben Phelps, Aussie Esports, out of 8 on the 4th row. Todd May out of 9th. Trev Mason out of 10th. Jamie Nankervis with nice solid qualifying out of 11th. And Tony Vazelis will be out of P12, Paul.
And starting P13 will be Adam Malone with Adam Marinovich in P14. Dimitri Agathos in P15 with Derek Jacobs from the US in P16. Mark Johansson in 17th with Steve McLennan in 18th. Maxi Marshall in 19th, and Dan Beckinsale, our Season 1 champion leader, in starting out of P20 there. Tim Weston, 21. Glenn Klein, P22. Brian Bullock in P23. And Reese Clayton in P24.
And we'll go across the page. It's a very long list, ladies and gentlemen. out of 25, Graham Ellis. 26 will be Tom Pritchard. Michael Schroeder out of 27 with Tristan Koch out of 28. Neil McKenzie will start out of 29th position, followed by what I used to call the Coca-Cola assassin, now Southern Stars Racing, Andy J. Barber. 31st will be Nigel Patton from Pinnacle Esports with Brett Elder out of 32, Brett Campbell out of 33 with Michael Budge out of the 34th starting position. Lachlan Hewitt will be out of 35th and Brad Fenley will be out of 36, Paul.
And Justin Witcher sneaking in there at P37 with Dave Oliver in P38, Michael Shaw in P39, Jason Holdsworth in 40, and rounding out our 41 car field is Craig Taylor.
What a sensational field, ladies and gentlemen, for round one of the simrigs.com Full Throttle Sim Racing League's NASCAR Next Gen Series. 41 entries out of a maximum grid of 43. So how good is that? Thank you everyone for tuning in here on the Intersim Esports Network. We can see you all commenting. Ryan Barber, great drive last night in the trucks for your top 10, mate. Thanks for tuning in. Margaret tuning in. As per usual, going for young Dimitri Agathos. Steve Hoppett, thanks, mate. We can see you there as well. So, guys, keep tuning in. Keep putting those comments. Keep them coming across. Let us know who your favourite is, who you're going for, as all the drivers now roll out and form up behind the safety car. The nerves will be rising. They'll tighten down those virtual belts. They'll want to get through these first 10 to 20 laps pretty unscathed without a caution. There are no fast repairs, as we mentioned earlier, so they want to get through this one pretty quickly. Those drivers at the back are going to want to catch up real quick with 41 drivers, Paul, but there's the Norman Clark. He'll be feeling pretty happy there in the 09 starting off the pole position, out of the chance of getting into an incident early, but they make their way through four. And it looks like it's just come through my ears, ladies and gentlemen, that they've thrown a caution to delay the start one lap because it is such a big field. So bear with us. They will go around one more lap. But, Paul, 41 cars around Charlotte Motor Speedway. Nothing can go wrong, can it?
Of course not. No, everything's going to be smooth sailing. Green flag racing the whole way. Green flag pit stops. It's going to be one hell of a ride.
Yep, there you go. We've called it right here, right from Paul Jackson. Green flag all the way. Green flag pit stops, no cautions. 41 cars on the lead lap. Let's see whether that happens. But here we go. They're just settling in now. Sam Katakouzanos with a great qualifying position there, Paul. He's had a little bit of an off couple of weeks lately. We've seen him up in this league in season one on occasion, but he's had a little bit of a rough run. So good to see Sam Katakouzanos back at the front of this one. So we're not going to give you our call or anything like that on who we think's going to win this one. We will bring to you at the end of this one a driver of the night as well. So be sure to tune in and be sure to comment on our broadcast on who you think the driver of the night should be, because that just might persuade us on our decision. But here we go. Norman Clark off the pole position. Sam Katakouzanos will be outside him. Darren McKenzie, look out for the 02 there from Southern Star Racing. Matt Payton is a little bit of a dark horse in this in the 587 with a nice solid qualifying. Actually out-qualified his father, so well done there to Matt Payton. But the pace car is in. Charlotte Motor Speedway, round one, simrigs.com, NASCAR Next Gen Series. Norman Clark with the field in his hands, and we are green. Green for round one of the simrigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series. Norman Clark with a great start there on the inside of Sam Katakouzanos, rather, as they go through turn 1 and 2. Darren McKenzie with a solid jump there on the inside of the second row. Looks like that third row was left sleeping a little bit there at the start, but they'll all just file in and settle down for the first couple of laps, hopefully. Have a look at those pictures. We have cars 2-3 wide, 41 cars here for round one. The 06 there of Ruben Phelps making a move up early of young Matt Payton there. 06 at Aussie Esports there, Ruben Phelps, who did win the trucks last night just ahead of me by 0.2 of a second. Loving Charlotte Motor Speedway at the moment. Moves himself up to 5th position out of starting. After starting out of P8, Matt Payton there in 6th. So solid start to this one, Paul. Looks like Darren McKenzie's wanting to make a move for this one early. We know that Darren likes to lead from the front. He doesn't like to sit there and wait, so no surprise to see the 02 of Darren McKenzie at the front of this one early.
Yeah, Sammy K just getting around Norman Clark there as well, with Kobe Jordan looking to make the moves there as well, moving up into P3. So Norman just running that outside line there, taking his time and looking after his car and his tyres there, and just doing his thing. So we'll see how Norman progresses through the race.
Yeah, Norman generally does that. We call it, I'd like to say, a wily old fox. He wouldn't like me saying that, but he's a very smart driver. He'll be there when it counts. He was there within the 5 laps of taking the championship in season 1, so keep one eye on the 09 out of New Zealand of Norman Clark. Matt Payton there on the inside still he's fallen backwards in this one. It looks like people are just trying to battle him everywhere. You can see, he pushes up through 3 and 4. As I said earlier, be careful not to pancake the wall on the exit of 4 as Matt gets really, really close there. But looks like it is still all eyes ahead, and we're still green. Lap 5 now of 134. We see everyone tuning in. Apparently we're hilarious. That's great. That's the biggest compliment I've got all day. So I'm not sure if that's me or you, Paul, but I'll go with you as the funny one. I talk too much to be funny. But Paul, mate, we're 5 laps into 134 without putting that dreaded curse on. At the moment, we're still green.
Definitely, and that number 14 there, I'm not too sure who that is because it's not the correct number coming up on the broadcast there, but just sitting outside there on the inside there, trying to get around and get tucked in there. So I believe that's Kobe Jordan there. He's actually car 25, not 14, as his paint indicates.
Yeah, it looks like his old custom numbers on Trading Paints has done the trick there for Kobe Jordan, so there may be a little bit of a post-race penalty coming for Kobe for that one, but we'll keep an eye on Kobe. As we said, he is from Inside Lane Productions, so thank you to Kobe for getting involved in this one. Darren McKenzie still leading the way at the front. They're already coming up on some lap traffic very early in this one as we go caution, so it looks like 5-6 cars were involved in that one. Brad Allison's already 8 laps down. Looks like he may have started from the back or not even started this race after qualifying right up the top. So unfortunate there, but we'll go back and have a look what brought out the first caution of the SimRigs.com Full Throttle Sim Racing League's NASCAR Next Gen Series from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Yeah, I've got Paul feverishly working in the background trying to bring you the pictures. There it is there, the 42. The 42 of Neil McKenzie was involved in that one. Looks like Tim Weston might have been involved in that one as well. So didn't quite catch the beginning of that one, but we'll go back and have another look and see. So the 42 you'll see through the inside there, through the tri-oval where they come into 1 and 2. Yeah. So it looks like the 42 there, Neil McKenzie, just didn't give enough room on the outside there to allow the purple car, the 24, I believe that is, Lachlan Hewitt. And that's just catapulted them both into the wall in turn 1, so not the way they would have liked to start their season. So maybe a little bit of an oval learning experience there for those two gentlemen. But hopefully they can get that car in, get the repairs done and do as many laps as they can to try and finish this one. But Paul, we're lap 9 into 134. I tell you what, let's bring someone up into the booth and have a chat. So I will bring up into the booth, it'll be the 00 car of Mark Johansson. Mark Johansson, Aidan and Paul from the broadcast booth, mate. Pretty solid start there. We went 8 laps under the green flag. Now for the first yellow. How's your race panning out so far?
Yeah, good, mate. Yeah, just nice and easy to try and stay out of trouble. And, yeah, it's a big field here tonight.
Yeah, massive field, mate. 41 cars of a possible 43. So only 2 off having a complete grid here for Charlotte Motor Speedway. You're having a pretty good run there, mate. Just keeping out of trouble. I bet you're liking not having to commentate while you're driving for once and being able to concentrate.
Yeah, definitely, mate. It's a bit of a challenge at times, but yeah, I'm enjoying this, and I'll try and get here every Friday night when I can, when work permits. And I just hope Shorey's it continues to have this amount of cars for Shorey and you guys to broadcast.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's great to call, and the images are great as we see you rolling around there in the sim shed broadcasting 00. So, mate, you're up 4 positions on your starting position, up into 13th. It looks like it's a little bit racy, and guys are playing for sheep stations down where you are at the moment. They're getting 2 wide, sometimes 3 wide at first opportunity.
Yeah, but there's plenty of room between us up here. So, I mean to say, I haven't done a lot of racing with these guys, so I'm just taking my time. I'm not going to battle. I'll wait until that last 20 or so laps if I'm still up here, if I don't end up getting caught up in anything.
No worries, mate. Well, we hope that we speak to you at the end of the broadcast, but I tell you what, we'll definitely be sure to catch up with you somewhere through the broadcast a little bit later on, mate. But thanks for making yourself available, and best of luck.
Thanks, guys. Have a good call, and thanks to Shorey for putting it on. Good racing.
No worries. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. The 00 there of Mark Johansson. Good enough to be able to jump up into the broadcast booth and have a chat with us. So, Darren McKenzie still leading the way. Paul, just jump in for a sec. I just got to move Mark back down to where he was, and actually I've moved him back there now, so that's not a problem at all. So, great there by Mark to be able to jump up and talk to us while he's in the car running around. But Darren McKenzie leads the way here for round 1 of the simrigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series. Sam Katakuzanos is second. Norman Clark just dropped back to that 3rd position at the moment. Ruben Phelps, with a pretty racy starts, moved up into the 4th position from Aussie Esports. Trav Mason is in 5th. Kobe Jordan in 6th. Todd May 7. Brady Tinnen in 8. Tony Veselis in 9. And Adam Marinovich rounds out your 10, 11 laps into 134. So good start to this one, Paul. Obviously, big shout out again, simrigs.com and Inside Lane Productions. If you're tuning in through Facebook, YouTube, be sure, comment, let us know, because we're going to give you a driver of the night at the end of this. So we want all the help we can get, and we want you to interact with us if you can, and let us know who you think your driver of the night is. But a long way until we get to that. We're only 11 laps in next time across the strike when they take the green flag. We will be go, go, go for lap 12 of round 1, and taking us to the flag is the 02 of Darren McKenzie. So, Paul, nice start to that one. Unfortunate incident with a couple of the newer drivers, which they will learn from that one, but nice clean start nonetheless.
Definitely made it through the first 10 laps, so that was a good start from everyone to get that many laps done and under their belt, which I thought we might have had a caution a little bit earlier, but yeah, it looks like everyone's just was trying to get it settled in, and looks like that inside line seems to be working a little bit better. Some of the guys holding that outside line, but we are back under green there, Aidan.
Yeah, we're under green, and Sam Katakuzanos dropped down really early there before the control line, so not sure whether the race control will have something to say about that, but Darren McKenzie, clean set of heels there off the start line. Sam Katakuzanos drops into second. Ruben Phelps looking racy there behind the 09 of Norman Clark, so don't be surprised if he makes a move on the 09. So it's the battle of the zeros at the moment, the 09 versus 06 for the 3rd and 4th place. They've just eased up a little bit. Kobe Jordan there in 5th, right behind Ruben. So single lane at the front. Darren McKenzie still leads the way. Sam Katakuzanos in 2nd, Norman Clark 3rd, Ruben Phelps in 4th, and your 5 is rounded out by Kobe Jordan. So the gaps at the moment are pretty stagnant across the field. The biggest gap at the moment after that restart is between 15th and 16th. There's a 2-second gap there. So that's between Brian Bullock and Reese Clayton. So 2 distinct groups here, pretty much halved the field. But this is a good battle to watch here between the 60 and the 5 of Andy Barber. Andy Barber won't be liking starting down there. He's up 14 positions. He started out of P30, so he's made his way up early. But I tell you what, he's made it hard for himself early, but Andy Barber will be there at the end as he makes his way around the outside of Brian Bullock in the number 5 Southern Star Esports car. Brett Campbell has just jumped into the broadcast as well, Paul. Not a good race for everyone. Absolutely shocking start to the new season. Justin Witcher, I will take my protection money later, thanks. So it looks like Brett Campbell, mate, you have had a bad start to this one, so unfortunate for you, mate, and looks like you saved Justin Witcher, so we'll bring you up in the broadcast shortly and have a chat to you if you don't mind to stay in the channel. But you can see Daniel Beckinsale there. Daniel Beckinsale's making his way forward as well. Oh, the 555 in a bit of trouble. Let's hope he can get back up onto the racing line. It looks like he's just staying on the inside of the apron there, erring on the side of caution, because that could have been a big one, but goodbye all the drivers there. Michael Schroeder there in the 263. We mentioned him earlier in the broadcast as well. Michael Schroeder at the moment, if you bear with me. I'm looking at the live timing, but I can't scroll all the way down. There's that many cars to be able to have a look, but Michael Schroeder in 28th position at the moment. So he is currently -1 position. So Darren McKenzie still leads the way, Paul. Sam Katakuzanos keeping him honest in second. Norman Clark still just holding off the 06 of Ruben Phelps. It's pretty line astern and as you go at the front, but the 14 car there, which isn't the 14, it's the 25 of Kobe Jordan, just to keep us on our toes, is doing a good job there as well with Trav Mason and Todd May just in behind then. So Kobe Jordan, very racy in this one, really trying hard to make the move on the outside of Ruben Phelps there through 1 and 2. Ruben's not going to like this too wide racing this early. He'll probably drop back and allow himself to drop in behind as bang, he's done that right then. So I couldn't have called that one any better, but the 33 car, Trav Mason, is right behind him as Trav just gets a little bit high through 3 and 4. But look at this for some too wide racing. The battle for the minors of the top 10 at the moment. Tony Vazelis, Jamie Nankervis, Brady Tinnan, Mark Johansson, who we spoke to. He said he was just going to... Oh, big crash there, and I've called that. Mark Johansson, who we spoke to earlier, said he was just going to sit back and not get involved, and he didn't get involved in that one, luckily, but that was very racy there. So we'll go back and have a look at what happened for the second caution of the night. It's the green cars. It must have a thing on green cars. So Todd May there just coming up into the car on the outside, licked him into the wall, put Todd down into the inside, and bang, Todd May fired straight up into the inside of 1. It looks like there's cars got through there. Mark Johansson's got through there. The 99 just scrapes through. Derek Jacobs from the United States of America. I bet you he's got to change, go and check his underwear after that one, Paul.
Yeah, there was threading a needle in a haystack there. But, yeah, very close there for Derek Jacobs.
Yeah, very close for Derek. Ryan Barber tuned in the chat. Next round, mate, Charlotte isn't an easy track like I experienced last night. Takes a lot of concentration and gets pretty crazy. Better luck next time. So, Ryan, no, you were good, mate. You solid top 10 there. That's all you need to do, be consistent. So, great job there last night, and thanks again for tuning in here on the Intersim Esports Network. And it was really good to race against you last night, mate. It was good. So, look forward to next round if I can be there. But to the lead of the motor race, Darren McKenzie still leading this one from Sam Katakuzanos, Norman Clarkey 3, Paul.
Yeah, and Kobe Jordan jumping up to P4 now over Ruben Phelps P5. So a little bit of a switch up in the top 5, but the top 3 is still running the same there.
Yeah, the 25 of Kobe Jordan, which is actually the 14 on your screen, ladies and gentlemen, and the 06 of Ruben Phelps. They were looking very racy together there, and they were too wide, and then Ruben just dropped back. And as I said that, the caution came out with the incident just outside the top 10. Looks like Jamie Nankervis got through that because he's sitting there in 9th position, up 2 spots from his starting position. But I tell you what, the 14 there, even though it's a 25, does look good of Kobe Jordan, Paul. Not sure if that's a Trading Paints one. It looks very similar to a Tony Stewart livery there on the 14. So nice looking card there for the 14, as you can see, but the 25 as registered of Kobe Jordan, of course, from Inside Lane Production. So we'll see whether anyone wants to blink. We're 21 into 134. See if anyone wants to get some fuel as they come through the 3 and 4 turns onto the main straight. So we'll just see what Darren McKenzie, Sam Katakuzanos are thinking as they come on to the main straight. Looks like Darren McKenzie staying out. Looks like all the drivers there in the top 5 to 10, pretty much the whole field staying out. So fuel not too much of a problem with these drivers at the moment. They only got one more set that they can take on in relation to tyres. So it's a strategy call here on tyres. I don't think it's going to be a massive tyre deg, but I believe it's going to be a possible two-stopper when it comes to fuel with the 75% fuel drop. So one pit stop, they'll take tyres, the other, they will just take fuel. Which way they decide to do it is totally up to them. So looking forward to see what the strategy call is for all the guys tonight. But we'll have a look back down through the field, just having a look. A couple of guys in pit lane. There only looks like there are a couple that are laps down at the moment. So the 41 car strong field doing a great job here, 22 laps into 134, Paul. On what seems like a lot of laps, but it's going very quick. We've already had 2 cautions. We're already 22 laps into it. Steve Hoppett saying that's a shame for Brett on the comments as well. So Brett will be sure to come to you shortly. But this heard something in me. You're not sure what that was. Todd May's up in the booth, in the broadcast booth. Mate, thanks for joining us. Very unannounced. I didn't know you were coming up. Thanks for joining us. What happened there in that caution, mate?
I wasn't meant to jump up. I just jumped on to watch the live stream. Just looks like myself and 13 just got into each other as we were going into turn 1 there, and just put a net code and sent us into the wall.
Yeah, we brought it back on the broadcast. Looked like 2 of you just sort of wanted the same lane there. It was close racing, though, in these cars and at such a high speed. So unfortunate start for round 1. Not too much damage for you. It looks a little bit banged up on the right-hand side. How are you looking for time in the pits, mate?
Still got another minute or so of repair, so about 5 minutes. So I'll go a couple laps down, but I'll keep on fighting and see where I end up.
Well, that's what we like to see, mate. We have said in the broadcast, we do have people tuning in here on our platforms of Facebook and YouTube, and we're going to have a driver of the night. So we've got people voting for them, so keep doing your laps. It may just end up being you, but there we go. Mr. Todd May that was caught up in that incident. Making himself available here for the broadcast. So that's 2 drivers, Paul. It's good to see them jump up and get a part of the broadcast as these guys go down the back stretch and get ready to go green once again.
Yeah, always good to get a bit of an insight from the drivers and what's going on out on the track from their cars as well. Yeah, very easy to help us out from a broadcast perspective as well. And Steve's just saying only 2 sets of tyres for 134 laps. Are you sure? And I say, yes, I am sure, Steve. We did it last night with nearly that in the trucks. I believe that's the same tonight. I could be wrong, but that's what we had in the pre-race. So Darren McKenzie off the pole position again for the 3rd restart of the simrigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series here from the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. Darren McKenzie puts the hammer down early. Sam Katakuzanos doing the same as he did on that last restart, jumping straight down into that line behind Darren McKenzie. Norman Clark still in that 3rd position. Kobe Jordan will just fall in behind him, followed by the 06 of Ruben Phelps. But Darren McKenzie's pretty much led the whole race so far, bar the first couple of laps. So the 02 there, Southern Stars racing car. Darren McKenzie in a familiar position, leading the motor race. Here's the battle for 3rd position at the moment. Looks like Kobe Jordan's made that move stick there on the 06 of Norman Clark. Ruben Phelps trying to follow suit there in the 5th position, got very close up to the back of Norman Clark there, but couldn't quite get the run to make that move. That's allowed Trav Mason to range right up on the back of Ruben Phelps. Also, the 18 car there of Jamie Nankervis. I know that number, so that's why I know that's Jamie making a move around the outside of Adam Marinovich there in the green car. It looks like Derek Jacobs is wanting a part of that too from the United States of America and the 99 car behind him. So the 2 wide here, Matt Payton on board, Justin Witcher. So Justin Witcher we're on board with at the moment. He's in the 21 Pinnacle Esports, just going up the inside of the 88 of Steve McLennan. Justin Witcher is the current leader of the Australasian Supercar E-Series that we do bring to you here on the Intersim Esports on a Sunday night. So be sure to tune in this Sunday as we bring you the final round of the Australasian Supercar E-Series. But we go under caution once again for the 3rd time tonight, 27 into 134, Paul.
and we'll go back and have a look what brought that one out, ladies and gentlemen. So iRacing doing its thing at the moment and not helping us out. So we're trying to have a look at what brought that caution out, as we see the 61 in the pits at the moment. So we'll see whether we can bring those pictures to you, ladies and gentlemen. Paul will be working feverishly in the background trying to bring those images to you. So there's the 90 there of Nigel Payton, Matt Payton's father. So we'll see what happens here. The 24 is in front. You can see Matt Payton just up in front of him as well. So not sure that this is where the caution is going to come from, but we'll just keep having a look out of 3 and 4 here. Nigel slowed. Yeah, the caution's come out there because Nigel slowed up. So sorry about that so far, ladies and gentlemen. We've tried to capture that, but sometimes the powers to be in the iRacing world don't want us to show you those images. So we do apologise for that one. So another couple of drivers in incidents early in this one, but we did say to you that we would bring Brett Campbell up into the broadcast booth, who was involved in an incident earlier. So we'll see whether I'll go Brett Campbell chasing and see if I can bring him up into the broadcast booth. So we got Brett Campbell up into the broadcast booth, but before we do that, apologies, ladies and gentlemen. If you heard something smash in the background, that was actually my cat jumping up on the table and smashing a glass. So I do apologise about that. But hey, there we go. There's the realism of here, the Intersim Esports Network. But you'll see all that next on Sunday night when I stream. But Brett Campbell, mate, 015, we see you tuning in to the chat on Facebook, mate. We do appreciate that, but we wish we were talking to you on a better note.
Oh, yeah, mate. I mean, I'm back out. I don't know how drivable this thing is, but I'm having a crack and see how I go.
Mate, you got 4 wheels on it and a steering wheel, so you should be right to go.
And so far it seems like it's driving straight, so that's the main thing.
Bit of a different livery on your car tonight, mate. Got rid of the cancer awareness livery, running a US Army livery tonight. Any reasoning behind that, or you just like the look of it?
Just like the look of it, mate. It's not childhood cancer. September's Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Those 2 liveries that I run last month were pretty special, so they're shelved for very special occasions, mate.
No, that's understandable, mate, and what a livery it was. But tell you what, that one's striking as well. But Paul, mate, you feel free to have a chat to Brett while he runs around under caution.
Yeah, it wasn't bad enough that Pete Gredden throws me under the bus, and he's not there tonight, so now it's your turn to throw me under the bus here. But
I thought, like, you're only doing cameras and everything. There's not much else for you really to do, is there?
Well, you know, we started half an hour a bit later tonight as well on the session going up, and only half an hour on practice. But yeah, the brain's in sleep mode at the moment.
Well, that's all right, Paul. I won't throw you on the bus any longer, mate. I'll jump in and I'll help you because you are busy in the background there, so we do appreciate that. But, mate, Brett caught up in that one earlier. I saw what you said on the comments. It looks like you helped out Mr. Justin Witcher there and took one for, so to speak, even though you're not teammates.
Yeah, I just happened to be in the right place at the wrong time and saved Justin from being T-boned by someone coming down the berm, so... Yeah, I'll take the payment later, Justin.
I'm sure he would have wanted that one maybe on Sunday night in the supercars. But, mate, thanks for making yourself available here on the Intersim Esports Network. Keep peddling that 015 car around. Who knows, you might get driver of the night. We will be awarding that to someone at the end of this one. So best of luck, and thanks for making yourself available.
No worries, guys. Thanks.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. The 015 of Brett Campbell making himself available. So that's 3 drivers now we've got to speak to, Paul. That's a lot more than we usually do. The drivers have been very nice, allowing themselves up into the booth while they are racing. But I tell you what, it's still status quo at the front. Darren McKenzie leading the way from Sam Katakouzanos. You got to watch out. There's guys like Matt Payton. He is one of the first cars to pit. So pretty much, actually no, we've got the first car that's been through pit lane is actually Adam Malone in the number 4 Southern Stars Esports car. He came through pit lane on lap 8, so that was to top up a bit of fuel. Mr. Dan Beckinsale, your previous championship winner, has done that as well back in 14th position. Apart from that, the Matt Payton, Dimitri Agathos, Michael Budge, and the likes from probably the 20th spot down went through pit lane under that caution. But your top 12, up to Andy Barber have not been through pit lane as yet. So it will be Darren McKenzie off the front of this restart for the 4th time tonight. Sam Katakouzanos on the outside. We'll see whether it's status quo. Darren McKenzie goes nice and early. Sam Katakouzanos comes straight down. It's 3 times in a row. 3 times Sam Katakouzanos does the same thing on Darren McKenzie, and he's going to follow Darren McKenzie through 1 and 2. But this is the battle we've been watching. Kobe Jordan, Ruben Phelps, Norman Clark. Kobe Jordan's now moved into the 3rd position ahead of Ruben Phelps, and Ruben's got in front of Norman Clark. So Norman's just gone back to 5th position at the moment, and Kobe Jordan's looking racy. Poked the 14 or 25 car, poked his nose up on the inside of Sam Katakouzanos and said, "Hi Sam, do you see me? I'm there, I'm coming." So Kobe Jordan making his way back after starting in 5th position, moving his way to the front of this one. So we'll see whether Kobe Jordan has anything for Sam Katakouzanos as they come out of turns 1 and 2 down the back stretch of Charlotte Motor Speedway. Looking very racy. He's dragging the 06 of Ruben Phelps right along with him as they make a little bit of gap on Norman Clark at the moment. Looks like Norman may be struggling a little bit as he's done 32 laps on the tyres, but he's done the same as the cars in front. So he might just be settling down a little bit and going, okay, this is when I am going to do my double stint on these sets of tyres, hence why he's just staying out of the draft. But here comes Kobe on the inside of Sam Katakouzanos. Sam just opens that steering wheel a little bit onto the back stretch. Sam Katakouzanos on the outside. Kobe Jordan making the move for P2. We'll see whether Ruben Phelps drops down, tries to follow Kobe Jordan through. He's sort of sitting in the middle there going, I'll just draft both of yous, but the 06 settles in behind Sam Katakouzanos. That's allowed Norman Clark in the 06 to come back into this one as well. Trav Mason right up there behind Norman Clark, and who's coming? Tony Vaselis, Mark Johansson up into 8th position in the 00 Simshed Broadcasting, Aaron Marinovich in 9th, Jamie Nankervis in 10th. So it's definitely changing. There's Ruben Phelps now making a move up the inside into 3 and 4 on the 968, the 968 of Sam Katakouzanos, but Sam holding tough on the outside there, not making it easy for the 06 of Ruben Phelps. Kobe Jordan, though, looking very racy in this one. He's ranging right up onto the back of Darren McKenzie. So Kobe Jordan might have just tucked back a little bit early in this race, let that car come to him. It's definitely getting quicker through this stint, and he's ranged right up onto the back of the 02 of Darren McKenzie. Ruben Phelps is going to want to make a move on Sam Katakouzanos quite quickly as that gap is just opening out ever so slightly on 1st and 2nd to 3rd and 4th, but Ruben just sitting there at the moment in the draft of Sam Katakouzanos. So you can see the size of this field as they come through 1 and 2. We didn't quite get the whole lot there, but we'll do that next time around if we go green. Darren McKenzie still leading the way. We'll have a look at the gaps. There are no gaps. Intervals of 1/10, 2/10, 3/10 of a second, all the way down to the 26th position, the 263 there of Michael Schroeder in a battle with your reigning champion and current defending champion, Daniel Beckinsale, there for the 15th and 16th position on track as we stand. Daniel Beckinsale will be chasing down Tom Pritchard in front of him. So your defending champion not having it his own way tonight, 37 into 134. All the drivers are saying to Daniel Beckinsale tonight, this championship is not yours, mate. We're here to race. As we see Nigel Payton nearly get into the side of the 550 there of Tristan Koch. There is the turn 3 and 4 bite you moment that I said how easy it is for you to come up out of 3 and 4, and next minute the wall is a part of the right-hand side of your motor car. So that's how easy it can be. That's not going to help the number 90 car of Nigel Payton. Brad Allison, I said he was 8 laps down earlier. He obviously isn't. So Brad Allison sitting there in 21st position in the 03 car. Not sure what was happening on my live timing to have Brad down there, but Anyway, Jamie Nankervis on your screens there in the 18 car. He is the teammate of Mark Johansson. Jamie Nankervis back there in 12th. His teammate of Mark Johansson up in 7th. He's going to want to make his way up there if he can to try and help Mark Johansson. But I tell you what, Paul, the battle for this one is on at the moment. How about next time through, as they come out of 3 and 4, not this lap, but next time through, we get down on the wall and we watch all these cars come thundering by here on the IndySim Esports Network at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So, Kobe Jordan there has just been overtaken by Sam Katakuznos. So Kobe might have used a little bit of his gear up then trying to make his way through the field and catch Darren McKenzie. Darren McKenzie's being caught by Sam Katakuznos, and Ruben Phelps finally moves himself up into the 3rd position ahead of Kobe Jordan. So the Aussie Esports entry, the 06 of Ruben Phelps, up into P3, but it's status quo at the front. Darren McKenzie and Sam Katakuznos, the 2 drivers that have been at the front most of this race. Adam Malone there in number 5, Southern Star Esports entry. I tell you what, there's 4 or 5 Southern Stars entries out there tonight, so we'll be calling them a lot tonight. But Adam Malone doing a good job there in 8th position. He's up 5 on his starting position, but have a look who's right behind him. It is the number 5 of Andy Barber in 9th, up 21 positions. So Andy Barber and Adam Malone, teammates, have found each other on track, and they're currently consolidated themselves inside the top 10. Andy Barber taking a little bit of a later entry there into 1 and 2. So a little bit of different lines here as the tyre strategies do change up. But keep an eye out for Michael Schroeder there. He's making his way through the field at the moment. He's up to 11th. He went through pit lane on lap 20. So he's the car that is highest up in the field at the moment, with a stop at a decent amount into this race. We'll just keep one eye on the 263, but we're still on board here with Andy Barber in the number 5 car, making his way up the inside of the 00 of Mark Johansson, following Adam Malone through. So the boys are making their way up the field. So Ruben Phelps is still 3rd, Kobe Jordan 4th, Norman Clark 5th. So your top 5, ladies and gentlemen, is status quo. Michael Budge there in the number 8 from Bin Chicane Racing, with the sponsorship from Blendline TV, making his way up the field as well. He's up 11 positions now, 10 dropped back to 10 positions. He's in 24th, so we're 2 wide here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We've still got pretty much small gaps between the whole field, except the gap between Tony Vaselis in 6th and Adam Malone in 7th is about 1.5 seconds. So a little bit of a gap between that front group to the rest of the field at the moment, but the way this race has panned out, 44 into 134, that will change very quickly. I would suggest that these guys in this front train will be pitting pretty shortly. But let's go on board, Paul. You pick your driver. Let's go on board for a couple of laps around Charlotte Motor Speedway here on the IndySim Esports Network to allow us to get our breath back and bring you all the action. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen, a couple of laps around the Charlotte Motor Speedway, virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway, for what is round 1 of the SimRigs.com Full Throttle Sim Racing League's NASCAR Next Gen Series. And that was on board with the man himself, Tom Pritchard. You saw him make a move there on the 18 of Jamie Nankervis. But here's the battle for the lead of the motor race, ladies and gentlemen, the 02 and the 06. The 02 of Darren McKenzie being taken to town at the moment by the 06 of Ruben Phelps. Ruben Phelps will lead his first lap of round one. Sam Katakousanos says that high line's working for you, Ruben, and I'm going to follow you. So Darren McKenzie might have run this one a little bit too hard, too early. Ruben Phelps leading the way, dropping down, trying to get that draft from Darren McKenzie down the back straight. That's worked for Ruben very well. He did use his tyres a little bit too hard last night in the trucks. He'll be the first to admit that one. So he might have learnt something here coming into round one tonight of the simrigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series. He's pulling a tiny little gap. I'm not sure that is going to last for long. It's still too wide there for the second position between Darren McKenzie and Sam Katakousanos. Darren just grabbing almost the apron there through 1 and 2. Kobe Jordan's back into this one as well. He's been sitting there with a watching brief back there in fourth, and he's ranged up onto the back of this battle as well. Look who's still sitting there in fifth position though, Paul. Norman Clark just doing his thing, going around, waiting to race this race when he has to race. At the moment he doesn't. He'll be looking forward to that pit stop and going, okay, I need to get into pit lane. I need to slow the car down, go through pit lane, not get a penalty, transition through the pit box, get out, and then head down and refocus again. He knows how to race these races, and the race isn't to be won now, but I tell you what, you can certainly lose it. But these guys at the front are racing hard, and they don't want to give up. Darren McKenzie's the first to blink in the Southern Stars Racing 02 outfit, and he'll make his way down pit lane. So we'll see who's going to blink next. Will it be Ruben Phelps? Will it be Sam Katakousanos? Will it be Kobe Jordan? Or will it even be Norman Clark? So we'll see who's going to blink next. We don't see anyone else in pit lane at the moment. So this is the story of the night so far. When the driver's going to green flag pit stop, it looks like Kobe Jordan has come down onto the bottom line there down the back straight. Sam Katakousanos is making his way into pit lane. Ruben Phelps staying out for another one, so he was saving a little bit of fuel back there in the pack. So Sam Katakousanos in pit lane. Kobe Jordan doing the same thing in pit lane. You can see Darren McKenzie just making his way there as he come across his shot out of pit lane. He's done his pit stop. Looks like another Southern Stars Esports, a Southern Stars racing car, has done his pit stop as well. That looked like Andy Barber, but let's see whether Ruben Phelps follows suit and comes in this lap. Will he get another lap of fuel out of this one? Looks like he will, so he's been sitting back. That's what Ruben Phelps has been doing. He's been saving some fuel in that 06 Aussie Esports car. He's out in front, clear air at the moment, but he'll be blinking any time soon. Jamie Nankervis has come into pit lane as well, so he's dropped down the field. This will settle itself out. Mike Schroeder there, Michael Schroeder in the 263 who pitted on lap 20. He's moved his way up into the third position. Great drive by Mike Schroeder. He's currently off strategy at the moment with those leaders, but that's not to say that that's not going to work well for the 263 entry. As this race goes on, he gets very close to coming into contact with that outside wall out of 4. Ruben Phelps still showing, and we're caution, and this is not the best for Ruben Phelps because he is now going to go right to the back of the pack. Norman Clark will be in that predicament as well in the 09 car. Good for Michael Schroeder. He'll probably take us to the green next time round, but he's 20 laps. He came in rather on lap 20. He might come in now and take those tyres. So we'll see what the 263 of Mike Schroeder does. But Ruben Phelps and Norman Clark, although they'll go in and get some fuel, maybe tyres, depending whether they want to do it this time around, they are going to go right back into the mix of this in the pack. But Paul, we had a good solid green flag run there. 56 into 134. Good driving by all the guys.
Definitely, after 2 early cautions 10 laps apart, and yeah, now we'll just get into the peak of the green flag pit stops for everyone, so that's kind of helped a couple of these guys. I think obviously at the front they're able to pit under caution now, so that will help them, preventing them from going down, as Darren McKenzie's actually gone a lap down from his pit stop. So pitting under caution will definitely help these guys to stay on the lead lap.
Well, who I don't think, you make a very, very solid point there, Paul. Who I don't think that really helped was Sam Katakouzanos and Kobe Jordan. They may have actually got caught in pit lane when that caution came out. So that may not be very helpful for them, but Michael Schroeder's come in the pits there. Looks like Matt Payton stayed out. So he came down at pit lane on lap 27. So he's decided to stay out, as has Maxi Marshall. So they'll start this one from the front when we do go back green. We'll see whether these guys get through their pit stalls nice and cleanly and where we'll start. But, well, it all settles down, ladies and gentlemen, here for the simrigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series Round 1 at the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. Tune in if you are watching us on Facebook or YouTube. We can see you. We can see you watching. Don't be quiet. Don't be shy. Have a chat to us. Ask us questions. We don't mind a few bits of random trivia as well that we don't know the answer for, so you can do that. You can talk about anything on our streams. We want to be able to talk to you because this is an interactive. But Matt Payton will be the leader of this one, but we'll go back and have a look at the caution and see what brought out the 5th caution of the night. So the 71 car there just on the apron, looks like he's trying to come into pit lane maybe. Looks, yes, so the 71 was coming into pit lane. Looks like he selected first gear a little bit too early and compression locked those rears, which has put him into that inside entry pit wall and shot him out across that blue line, Paul, which brought out that caution.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Bit of an unnecessary caution, that one. So,
yeah, unfortunate caution there for the 71. I believe he's one of the newer drivers into this series, so Tony Vaselis. I think I've called him before, but unfortunate there for Tony. But we'll bring up someone else where we're under caution. We're going to bring up our American friend. We'll have a chat to Mr. Derek Jacobs. So we'll bring him up into the broadcast booth unannounced because we like to do that. And we've got him in the booth now. Derek Jacobs, good to see you, brother. Good to see you, my friend. United States of America, as always. Nice, solid start to this one, mate. How you feeling?
How you guys doing this evening?
Yeah, very well, mate. Very well. Always good. Bouncing off the walls as I always do. Sorry to bring you up unannounced, but I knew
I love it, brother.
Be happy to have a chat with us.
Absolutely. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, good, mate. Nice, solid start there. Recently moved across to the Southern Stars Racing outfit, mate. You're looking $1 million out there in the 99 car. You're having a solid race as well.
Well, we're trying to. We're just trying to stay out of trouble. That's the biggest issue, right? Trying to weed through. Just playing the cat and mouse game forward and backwards a little bit. Just trying to see what we can do to keep the car clean. That's the biggest goal for today, is just trying to keep the cars clean.
Yeah, the guys are racing pretty good. There's been a few unfortunate cautions throughout the event so far, but strategy-wise, obviously no one can hear you, so strategy-wise, tyres, you taking them yet, or just fuel and you're going to take your tyres later?
Just took a set here under this caution here, so we'll see how we do. I mean, after about 50 laps, they're pretty much toast, especially if you're trying to put a little pressure on. So we'll see. We'll see if I can try to conserve a little bit this stint and see if I can save a little bit more than I did last time. I think I burned them up a little too early, but then again, we've been kind of lucky with the caution, so we'll see how it fares out in the 99 tonight.
No worries, Derek. Well, thanks again for making yourself available in the early hours there in the United States of America. Hopefully we're talking to you into this one with a top 3 placing, mate. But thank you for making yourself available, and we'll let you get back to your team.
Always a pleasure, my friends. You guys have a great show.
No worries. Thanks. There you go, guys. Derek Jacobs, United States of America, in the 99 Southern Stars entry, making himself available here on the Indosim Esports Network. It is great for him to be aboard of this series. Kylie's tuned into the chat. Good evening to you, Kylie, the cheer squad. We have Kylie always tuning into this, so thank you for tuning in. Kylie means a lot. We want all you guys to invite all your friends, everyone, to tune into us on the Indosim Esports Network as we bring you all the action of round 1 of the simrigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series right here from the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. But it actually worked out really well for Ruben Phelps and Norman Clark. It will be Matt Payton bringing us to the pole, and they've delayed the start, ladies and gentlemen, once again to allow the cars to catch up, which is very interesting for them to do under caution when it's not an actual start to the race. So, but they've done that in fairness, so that is great. But it will be, as said, the 587 of Matt Payton will bring us to the green next time across the strike. Ruben Phelps, so it's an Australia-New Zealand front row. Matt Payton, Ruben Phelps. It's a New Zealand-Australia second row. Norman Clark and Michael Schroeder. Big shout out to Michael Schroeder. He's now on the same strategy as the leaders, so that has played out really, really well for the 263 of Michael Schroeder. We'll be sure to hopefully get him into the broadcast as well later on in this one and have a chat to him. I'll bring him up unannounced too, see whether he likes that one. Brad Allison up into 5th and Adam Malone in 6th will be your top 3 rows for the restart of this one, Paul. We're already into the 50s of 134. It's going really quickly. We'll see whether we get a longer green flag run this time and we can possibly go green to the end, but have a look at those images here on the IndySim Esports Network as they make their way down the back straight of the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway into 3 and 4. Look at that banking. We're going to have Matt Payton bring us to the green. Ruben Phelps is going to be racy off this restart. I have a feeling Ruben's not going to want to sit behind the 587 of Matt Payton, so we'll see what happens off the start of this one. So here they come out of turn 4, the pace cars, and they've delayed the green again just to keep me on my toes. So we will delay the green again and we will go around under the pace car. We'll take this opportunity to thanks once again the major sponsor, simrigs.com. simrigs.com for all your sim racing needs. So if you're tuning in, if you need a rig, if you need any of that type of stuff to be able to come and experience what is the great spectacle of iRacing, go get yourself a rig from simrigs.com and come and race with the boys and girls that run around here in the Full Throttle Next Gen series, brought to you by simrigs.com. So of course, if you want any of that, get on to the World Wide Web, simrigs.com, and you'll get all their amazing deals. That is available, of course. Inside Lane Productions, a big shout out to them. 2 button boxes worth $250 each will be given away at the end of this series to random drivers. So thank you so much to Inside Lane Productions for being a part of that. A little bit about Inside Lane Productions real quickly as they go down the back straight. They're a 3D printing service offering FDM and SCA resin printing. Get in contact with them at insidelaneproductions.com for all those needs, or you can email kobejordan80@gmail.com. But it will be Matt Payton leading us across the strike this time around. 3rd time lucky as we go green again this time. So Matt Payton, pace car is in. It's in the hands of Matt Payton. He jumps early. Ruben Phelps is snoozing a little bit there out of 2nd. Norman Clark getting a good jump ahead of Mike Schroeder. So 1, 2, 3, 4 will be the same, but Mike Schroeder has Brad Allison with a good start there from the 3rd row, moving up inside him. So Brad Allison's moved the 03 car, the diecast car. It's got diecast in the back of it. I've followed that car a lot around the track, so I should know what that diecast thing is, because I've seen the back of that a lot. But he's moved his way up into P4, and as suspected, Ruben Phelps making his way up into P1. We saw him making the move, but there's the number 4 Southern Stars Esports car making the move on Nigel Payton, and he is going to have Michael Schroeder next on his list to tick off. So he's looking very racy in the number 4 car there. Michael Schroeder ranging up on the inside there of Matt Payton. So Matt Payton moving backwards. Matt Payton did come through pit lane last on lap 27, so his tyres won't be as good as the guys in front. But tell you what, the 03 car here of Bradley Allison looking very racy early in this restart. He's right on the back of the 06 of Ruben Phelps. Norman Clark going around the outside of Michael Schroeder, albeit Michael Schroeder going up the inside of Bradley Allison, and now moves his 263 car into the 3rd spot. Adam Malone following him through there. Looks like Norman Clark's going to drop back to the 5th position. Daniel Beckinsale, keep one eye on him, ladies and gentlemen. The reigning champion up into 7th position. He's just made the move on the 90 of Nigel Payton, but we're still on board, and here's a change for the lead of the motor race. Bradley Allison in the 03 making his way up the inside of the 06 of Ruben Phelps. It's the battle tonight of the 0 cars, the 06, the 03, the 09. So Brad Allison makes his way to the front. Mike Schroeder following him up the inside. The 263 now goes up into the second position. And we go caution once again here for round one of the SimRigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series, Paul. So when we get a second, Brad Allison is coming across the line, but we'll go to the instant replay, see what happened. The 18 of Jamie Nankervis. Oh, looks like that. Sam Katakuzanos and Darren McKenzie, two of the big players here for round one of the SimRigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series, involved in a big incident. Jamie Nankervis in the 18 was the unfortunate victim there. So two of the big players which led the majority of the first parts of this motor race are involved in a massive incident, 66 laps into 134. They're not going to like that one, Paul.
No, definitely not. And it was going to be a lot of work for them too as well to get back onto that lead lap. I think they went a lap down from the last caution, so this is definitely not going to help their case this time.
No, it won't. But as promised, as they go past, we'll bring Michael Schroeder down and have a chat to Mr. Schroeder. I haven't spoken to him in a long time. He's been doing well. We'll see whether he's in a voice channel. So I'll go Michael Schroeder hunting as we are under yellow. I can't quite see him at the moment in the Discords. So we can't bring Michael Schroeder down at the moment because he is not in there anywhere, which is interesting because he was earlier on. But anyway, we can't bring Michael Schroeder to you, but we'll do one better. We'll bring Sam Katakuzanos down, who was involved in that incident, and have a chat to him. So I'll move him up into the broadcast booth. And Sam Katakuzanos, 968 Bushfink Racing, mate. Sorry to bring you up unannounced, but very unfortunate incident there between yourself and Darren. What's your call on that one? So it looks like Sam's mic is muted, so he looks like he is still in the zone. So we'll move him back to his channel and allow him to concentrate. So while I do that, Paul, I know we'll put him back into there anyway. And let's see whether we can get Mr. McKenzie. So we're working feverish here, trying to bring you all the guys. So we'll move him down into the booth. Hopefully he wants to have a chat to us. Darren McKenzie, 02. Mate, Southern Stars Racing outfit, led most of the start of this one, mate, showing great pace as always there in the 02 car. A little bit of an incident there with Sam Katakuzanos. What was it like from your perspective, mate?
I was the rear of the field, fresh tyres, plenty of speed, so I think I'd made up a whole heap of positions, and yeah, I went to go down underneath Sam there, and I just held the low line, and it looked like he kept coming down in front of me, so yeah, there's nothing I could do. By the time I backed out of it, it was already sideways and everyone was piling up behind us.
Yeah, it looks like the 18 of Jamie Nankervis was the unfortunate victim of that one behind you as well. But how's the 02 Southern Stars racing car looking? Much damage on that one in pit lane?
Yeah, that one's on its way to the scrap heap and I'm done for the night.
Oh, that's really unfortunate, mate. You've had a tough run lately after a really, really good run in a couple of super speedways. Just keep getting that W, and mate, it's one of those nights you'd want to forget tonight.
Yeah, I think that caution that everyone went in for tyres, that sort of, I'd pitted just before that, caught me out. So yeah, just put in a bad position and it turned ugly from there. Well,
mate, that's all right. There's always next time. We look forward to seeing you on Sunday night for the Australasian Supercar E-Series final round, which is the Indianapolis 400. Hopefully you have a better night there tonight, but unfortunate tonight, mate, and look forward to seeing you back for round two.
No worries. I'll be here.
No worries. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. The 02 from... Sorry, I'm just trying to look at the same time, Darren, so I do apologise. Darren McKenzie from the Southern Stars Racing outfit, making himself available, not how he wanted his night to end. So that is night over for who I would have thought would be, and it still can be, a championship contender here for the SimRigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series. Darren McKenzie, the 0-2 out of this one. Sam Katakuznos that we tried to bring to you just before. Looks like he may be out of this one as well. So 2 of the big hitters out of round 1. They've got a long way to claw back, but I tell you what, if we keep getting these fields and racing like we have tonight, it is still anyone's. But Mr. Brad Allison, the 0-3, will take us to the green once again tonight. Michael Schroeder there in the 2-6-3 will start on the outside of the first row rather, on this restart. Adam Malone having a solid drive there. Another one of the Southern Stars guys up into 4th. Norman Clark into 5th. Looks like a couple of people are still in pit lane or gone laps down. We'll wait for live timing to catch up before I go and bring you all that information. Ruben Phelps is back in 18th, so he came through pit lane that time, and that was on lap 67. So he's now moved back to 18th, but he'll have a fresh set of rubber if he didn't already underneath that car. So we come through 3 and 4. We're going to see the pace car make its way into pit lane once again. We're going to go green. Michael Schroeder on the outside. Pace car makes its way into pit lane. Field's in the hands of Brad Allison, and Brad Allison goes really early and got the jump. Michael Schroeder copying what Sam Katakuznos did earlier in the race and drops down into that bottom line behind Brad Allison. Norman Clark and Adam Malone having a fight there for the 3rd position. Adam Malone looks like he may get the better of that in the number 4 Southern Stars Esports car, or Southern Stars racing car, out of turn 2. Norman Clark getting the nice draft there in behind Michael Schroeder, and he's going to say, nope, I'm going to take this 3rd position. Adam, you're not getting past me, as Adam gets very close up behind Norman there. Norman getting a great run out of 3 and 4. Have a look behind Daniel Beckinsale, your reigning champion. He's been at the midfield to back most of this race, but it's starting to spice up, and look who's there. The number 19 of Daniel Beckinsale. Justin Witcher, your current Supercars, Australasian Supercar E-Series leader and possible champion on Sunday night, is up there in 6th position, 31 spots up on his starting position. So the 21 Pinnacle Esports car there of Justin Witcher having a great start. Dimitri Agathos. He is a man that can turn right as well as turn left. Young Dimitri Agathos from Bin Chicane Racing there in the 66 car is in 7th spot. Tristan Koch with a great drive in the 550 car. Ballistic Brewing car up into the 8th position. So Tristan Koch with a great drive, as looks like that's the lap car there of Sam Katakuznos just getting out of the road of all the drivers. So great job by Sam there. Looks like his night's not over. He's still running around. But have a look at this. Daniel Beckinsale makes his way past Michael Schroeder. Justin Witcher is following suit. Dimitri Agathos isn't going to be far behind him either. So we'll see Dimitri Agathos range up. He's looking at trying to make it 3 wide there. Thought better of it as they go into the 3 and 4 turns. Justin Witcher up the inside of Michael Schroeder still currently. Is he going to be able to pass him around the outside of 3 and 4, inside of 3 and 4? No, he won't. Michael Schroeder doing a great job keeping it off the outside wall in 4. 263 still holding steady on the outside there. But through 1 and 2, this is where you can. Oh, as Michael Schroeder pinches in there through the mid corner of 1 and 2. Nowhere for Justin Witcher to go to get that run. Dimitri Agathos pushing really hard there. Michael Budge, his teammate from Bin Chicane Racing, pushing Dimitri Agathos up into Justin Witcher. They're really trying hard to try and get this pass done on the 263 of Michael Schroeder, but it's not quite happening at the moment. This will be burning the tyres of the 21. Sitting in the hot air there of Daniel Beckinsale in front. Oh, very close there. And Michael Schroeder, there's contact. What a save by the 263 of Michael Schroeder. What a save there. Quick hands by the 263. He's kept it off the wall, and we stay green here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Tristan Koch nearly got into that one as well. Derek Jacobs now pushing for the top 10, but Norman Clark and Adam Malone here making their move on Brad Allison. Norman Clark now takes the lead of this motor race for the first time tonight, and the 4 of Adam Malone making his way through into the 2nd position. I tell you what, Paul, what a save there by the 263 of Michael Schroeder.
Yeah, that was great driving. That managed to hold on to the car and not lose control and bring out a caution and wreck half the field. So that was definitely great skill there from Michael Schroeder.
The quick hands of the 263 and Michael Schroeder stopped that one from being an absolute massive accident. But as we were just talking, we've had another change for the lead. The number 4 of Adam Malone takes the lead of this motor race over Norman Clark and Brad Allison, Justin Witcher, Daniel Beckinsale, your 5. Michael Budge there trying to make a move on the inside of Justin Witcher. Look at the 3 different lines. The top 3 make through that corner. Justin Witcher sitting mid-track at the moment. Daniel Beckinsale on the inside of Michael Budge. Looks like Dimitri Agathos, rather. Looks like teammates working well here. They won't want to fight too long. They want to figure out who's quicker as they have Michael Budge in behind. So we've got teammates now, 5th, 6th and 7th from Bin Chicane Racing, wanting to take it to the boys at the front. So Bin Chicane Racing chasing Pinnacle Esports, chasing Southern Stars Racing at the front as Norman Clark says, I want to lead this motor race, and he pokes the 09 up the inside of the 4 there of Adam Malone. Adam Malone getting a good run on the outside with Brad Allison going, I want the outside too, as well as Justin Witcher. So it really is a battle for who wants to work with who now for the lead of this motor race, 79 into 134. Next time past the strike, there'll be 55 laps to go. It is the number 4 of Adam Malone leading the way. They've got a back marker at the moment coming up on them, so we'll see whether they can clear them as, Adam Malone, sorry, that was the back marker goes high, so that's really good for Adam. I thought that was the back marker for a second. Brad Allison doing well with 3 wide. They navigate their way past that back marker, so no incidents as yet. The 09 of Norman Clark still holding fast on the inside line. Have a look at the number 66 of Dimitri Agathos. He is coming. He's sitting there in behind this battle, and he's going to wait for anyone to make a mistake. But he just runs into the draft of the 21 of Justin Witcher. He drove it in a little bit hard into 3 and 4 there, didn't allow the 66 to rotate. So he'll just settle back in and reset. Daniel Beckinsale is coming up behind him. So it's still the Bin Chicane Racing guys there. Looks like that Michael Budge has just dropped off the back. He's been passed back by the 263 of Michael Schroeder, so they're changing positions as quick as I can talk. Steve McLennan is on the back of this lead paddle. You can see him just in the back there with that black and orange car. He's sitting in 9th position. Sorry, Michael Budge is the end of this. Steve McLennan is 2.4 seconds behind this battle, so I do apologise. There's the 99 of Derek Jacobs, another Southern Stars Racing entry. He is now in the 10th position, making the move up into 9th, our United States of America friend. Look who's there, Matt Payton and Ruben Phelps in the background. So Ruben Phelps making his way up in this field as well. He has moved his way back up into the 12th position and looking very racy. This gap is slowly building between the first group and the second group at the moment. So Ruben's going to want to make as much moves as he can in this one. So Ruben Phelps just sitting there at the moment. Matt Payton, racy as always, making his move up into the 9th position. So Matt Payton makes that move on Steve McLennan. Derek Jacobs sitting, as Derek Jacobs and Steve McLennan in the walk. So we're going to have another caution for tonight, and that is caution number 6 or 7 tonight for round 1 of the SimRigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series here on the InterSim Esports Network. So we'll bring that replay up in a minute and see what happened there. It looks like the Steve McLennan just got up into Derek Jacobs, but let's not call that as we go back and have a look at that instant replay. So you can see the 99 of Derek Jacobs just absolutely in the wrong place at the wrong time as the 88 comes up into him. So I tell you what, the 88 and the 99 are going to get a lot of damage off that one, and they're not going to be happy about that. So we might see whether we can get Steve McLennan in the booth and see what happened. We've spoken to Derek Jacobs, so we'll bring him up into the booth and have a chat with him. So we've done that now, and we've got in the booth with us Steve McLennan, mate, from Gaming Den Esports. Aidan and Paul from the broadcast booth, mate. You're having a solid top 10 run there, and a slight incident there with the 99 of Derek Jacobs. What was it like from your end, mate? What was your perspective of that one?
So from me, as far as I know, I was holding that bottom line around the corner, and I'll review it when I see the footage. I'll own up if it was me, but for me, it felt like it came down on my back end, pushed me up.
Yeah, unfortunate incident, mate. We're bipartisan here in the broadcast booth. We don't know. We don't judge those calls. But up in the top 10 there, mate, you're having a good battle. It's definitely not the way you would have wanted to see Unite 85 into 134.
It was disappointing, but I have reached fuel lap critical, so I'm hoping that the repairs aren't too long and I can keep it out there.
Well, you've just pulled in.
Lap. Yeah.
You've just pulled in your pit box now, so you can tell us how much you've got.
10 minutes.
Ouch. So that one's not going to help. Well, we've got a chance, mate, and we're under caution. The Gaming Den Esports, you're a part of that crew, and tell us a little bit about them. And obviously, you're another one of the New Zealand contingent here tonight. So a little bit about the Gaming Den Esports. We know a little bit about Kobe Jordan and Todd May, but tell us a little bit about your team.
Yeah, so we're a recent cooperative between Zero Lift Racing, which I was in, and Team Overdrive. So we've come together to make the Gaming Den Esports. The idea being that we're expanding into the fact that we all love playing other games as well. Some competitive, some for fun. We've made the new team. We've kept the Zero Lift sponsors. Our main sponsor, The Cave, is they have what do you call it? They have about 10 simulators lined up all beside each other that people can rent out. They've also got virtual reality escape rooms where the four of you stand in one room with your headsets on and together work your way out of a room. The other sponsors we got, Inside Lane Productions, that's Kobe that's out there as well. So he does a lot of 3D printing stuff and other things around gaming bits. Obviously makes the button boxes that he's giving away to the winner of the series. It makes a few other simulator bits as well. We've also got Rattler Motorsports. One of our drivers, Shane Allen, also does drifting in the real cars. So he's part of the D1 NZ over here under his Rattler Motorsports name. We've got ST Automotive. They're a mechanic workshop in Cambridge. Work on high performance cars. They'll do absolutely anything from machining engine parts all the way to bodywork. They're currently doing my engine rebuild and getting that back in.
Excellent.
Yeah. And we have Wolf and Raven. That's she does a lot of our paints. Not this one. It's one of my quick jobs. But she does our enduro paint jobs.
Excellent stuff, Steve. Well, good chance for you to have a shout out to all those sponsors and talk about the Gaming Den Esports here on the InterSim Esports Network, of which is round one of the simrigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series, as you mentioned, great by Kobe and the Inside Lane Productions team. But, mate, we'll let you get back to the Gaming Den Esports team as we're about to go green again here on the InterSim Esports Network for the simrigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series. But Steve McLennan in the 88 car, unfortunate night for you, mate, but thanks for making yourself available.
Thanks for bringing me up. Cheers.
No worries at all. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Steve McLennan from the Gaming Den Esports. There you go. You heard all about their sponsors and what they have to do. So unfortunate for him. We will get Derek Jacobs' view on that one as well later on when we can. But Adam Malone will take us to the pole. Take us to the green. Brad Allison will be on the outside. We've seen him jump early again, and we're green once again here on the InterSim Esports Network. Round one, simrigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series from the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. It is Adam Malone, Southern Stars Racing, leading the way from the 21 of Justin Witcher, making his way up into second spot. 35 spots up on his starting position. The 21 Pinnacle Esports of Justin Witcher taking second spot. Brad Allison is your third position at the moment. Norman Clark in fifth. Dimitri Agathos just making the move on the outside of the 09 of Norman Clark. So the 66 of Dimitri Agathos very close to the outside wall there, out of 4 from Bin Chicane Racing. Thought he was going to touch that one. The 263 still just there with a stalking brief, sitting there back in 6, Michael Schroeder. Michael Schroeder out of Sydney in New South Wales, doing a great job. He's been part of iRacing for quite a long time, and his father is also a great iRacer as well. So watch out for the 263. There's the 14, actually the 25, but it looks like the 14 of Kobe Jordan up there in the 11th spot. So as Steve McLennan just mentioned, Kobe Jordan, part of Inside Lane Productions, so thank you so much to Kobe for those button boxes. Tristan Koch looks like he's still going as well. There's Maxi Marshall, just going through your screen as well. So he's in the 14th position, making the move on Jason Holdsworth at the moment. Jason's had a little bit of a quiet night tonight. Different number. Sorry, that's Maxi Marshall in the 7. Jason Holdsworth's on the inside of him in the 1 car. So he's actually Michael Shaw's teammate, or was Michael Shaw's teammate. And Michael Shaw, I believe, is now gone across to the Southern Stars racing team. So just another driver going across to them. So now they are a 6-car outfit. So that team is growing quicker than my toenails at the moment. So Southern Star Esports have got Michael Shaw, but Jason Holdsworth in the 1 car that I mentioned, he's been very quiet on him tonight. He hasn't really been in the broadcast. Jason Holdsworth is a very good steerer. He was actually the winner and quite a consolidating, or what's the word for it? He pretty much owned round 1 of what was the Full Throttle Sim Racing League's round 1 of the Truck Open Series on a Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So Jason Holdsworth won that race, so he'll go into round 2 leading that championship. That is an open setup league as well. So what that means is you can pretty much play with anything on your car. So as this is a fixed league, everyone has the same setup. So Jason Holdsworth did win that one. So hopefully he can make his way up in this race and battle for the lead. But we've still got this 263 and 66 getting really close to each other as Michael Schroeder washed up midway through 3 and 4. Great job there by Michael Schroeder to keep it out of the back of Mr. Dimitri Agathos. And the 06, Ruben Phelps, up into 5th position. He was the beneficiary of that one. But Brad Allison with a great drive leading the way at the moment. Tell you what, couple of months off the rig, couple of months from not being behind the wheel hasn't affected the 03 of Brad Allison. Still got his pace and still got his racecraft as we see him lead this motor race. And he's leading it over Justin Witcher. Justin Witcher now being battled by Dimitri Agathos and Adam Malone. Adam Malone's been quick all night, Paul. He's been doing good there in the number 4 Southern Stars Racing, but it currently is an 8-car battle for the front of this one. Daniel Beckinsale is the person at the back of this group. They've now got 1.5 seconds over Matt Payton, who is in that second group, but will stay on board with this group at the moment as we see your defending champion, Mr. Daniel Beckinsale, sitting back there in 8th position, just waiting, and we go caution once again. So Margaret's just put the viewer's curse on. Green Racing, hopefully a few clean laps and let the boys settle back in. But Margaret, sorry, I usually put the curse on. We'll put it on you again this time. It's gone yellow again, but thanks for tuning in, Margaret. Really appreciate you tuning in every single time we broadcast. Tune in on a Tuesday night as we bring you Pro Car GT E-Championship here on the InterSim Esports Network. If you do want to see some right hands as well as left hands, we just saw the replay there. I was too busy interacting with all the viewers, so I do apologise. But Lachlan Hewitt in the 24 was involved in that one, Paul, so I'll get you to run through with the viewers how you saw that one play out.
Well, we didn't really. It just showed him sitting there in the wall. So see if we can grab another angle on that. But
yeah, ladies and gentlemen.
I think yeah, there's no camera angle there, so he's possibly blinked out or something as he's crashed, so it didn't actually record that.
Unfortunate there, though, for Lachlan Hewitt. Not how he would have wanted his race. He got 97 into 134, so not how he would have wanted to end his race. He would look like he got a fair bit of damage in that one, so very unfortunate for him. But Brad Allison will still lead the way over Michael Schroeder and Daniel Beckinsale. So great job by him at the moment. We're going to bring up another driver into the broadcast booth, and that is the 06 Aussie Esports driver, Mr. Ruben Phelps. Ruben, mate, good to talk to you again. Usually I'm talking to you on the mic in the race car. Tonight, as always, in the booth, mate. Solid drive tonight. You've been at the front most of the night. You moved your way back in the field a little bit earlier with a bit of pit strategy, but you've moved the 06 Aussie Esports back up the front in sixth position.
Yeah, no, it's been pretty good. I did, I think after those green flag runs there, I forgot to add the extra bit of fuel that I need to when they made that pit stop. So I had to do a sort of out of sequence pit stop in one of those cautions there. That's hence the reason why I started a bit further back than I needed. But I was just taking my time to get through the field. There's a bit of a battle that happened just in front of me, but fortunately the guy that was going all over the place sort of ended up crashing somebody. So I got past all that and ended up back in the top 10. My tyres have been good and just taking my time and back to where I pretty much was. Now just trying to work out when the best time to get tyres and fuel and all that. The fuel's all good to go now. It's just the tyres now.
Well, mate, good to see you back in the 06 Aussie Esports car after a couple of weeks off holidaying and having a little bit time away. But you came back last night and won 2 for the Aussie Esports team last night, and you come away with the W, so a good way to start that one. I'm sure you're looking forward to repeating that one tonight.
Yeah, I've just had a couple of things I've just been needing to organise and stuff, and just having a bit of time away from racing for the last couple of weeks. So, but yeah, no, I come back yesterday and get a win, and now again another strong night, and of course the 1-2 for the first time and for the team. So yesterday, so that's pretty good. We're doing well.
Yeah, it is, mate, and a couple of good announcements too for Aussie Esports moving forward, but we won't take the opportunity to do that on the broadcast. But, mate, best of luck tonight. Hope to see you up there in the podium. I see you got Norman Clark down there with you having a chat through there, your fellow Kiwi, mate. So both you guys having a nice solid run tonight. Hopefully we can talk to you at the end of this one.
No, he's happily working with us tonight, so it's been pretty good.
No worries, mate. Well, we'll let you get back down with the boys, and yeah, we'll talk to you a little bit later, and best of luck.
Cheers.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen, the 06 from Aussie Esports, Ruben Phelps. You heard it there first. Ruben's been off on a little bit of a holiday and he's back, and he's definitely done what Brad Allison is doing tonight and picked up where he left off. So the 03s, 06s and 09s, all the zeros tonight doing very well. But I tell you what, I've got one eye on the one car of Jason Holdsworth and one eye on the 19 of Daniel Beckinsale, Paul. Jason Holdsworth's now up into fourth, excuse me, as I'm choking while I'm trying to talk. Jason Holdsworth up into fourth, Daniel Beckinsale is up into third. So they have made a good run late in this one as we're about to tick over the 100 lap mark when we go green next time by. So Brad Allison will take us to green. Michael Schroeder, I really wanted to have a chat to him in the broadcast, but I still can't see him in the Discord, so I'll have to get onto him in socials and rev it up him and say, hey mate, if you want me to talk to you on the broadcast, you need to be able to be in the Discord. But he's doing a great job nonetheless. Up there in second spot in the 263 car, Brad Allison out of New South Wales, Mike Schroeder out of New South Wales as well. So it is a New South Wales front row on the restart of this one. We've got Australia, New Zealand out of the third row. It's an all-Australian second row out of, I believe, New South Wales as well. So the New South Wales guys going really well. But Brad Allison brings us to the green. We'll watch the pace car come into pit lane. Brad Allison went early last time. Oh, the outside line, Mike Schroeder tried to predict him go early and he just balked a little bit, so Michael Schroeder didn't get a good start. Daniel Beckinsale's looking up the inside there of Michael Schroeder. Michael Schroeder pinches at him a little bit through the tri-oval, but there was no way for the 263 to go there. So the 19 of Daniel Beckinsale, your reigning champion, has moved his way up into the second position ahead of Michael Schroeder. Nigel Payton in fourth, but look at the battle for fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th. It is too wide through 3 and 4 as next time by we are going lap 101 of 134. Ruben Phelps getting very racy on the outside there or in behind Adam Marinovic, who's looking to make a move on the one of Jason Holdsworth into 1 and 2, and he'll do just that on the inside line of Jason Holdsworth. So Adam Marinovic makes his way up the inside of Jason Holdsworth and clears him down the back straight, but they're going to get the draft on the outside of him. Ruben sitting in behind. Justin Witcher now making his way up, nearly gets into the back of the 90 of Nigel Payton there from Pinnacle Esports. Great driving by Justin Witcher there to get on the brakes through 3 and 4. That could have ended really badly, but that allows the 263 to go, thank you, I'm going back to P4. So the 263 goes back to P4. The leader of the race is still Daniel Beckinsale as they make their way out of turn 2. Brad Allison on the outside, Nigel Payton on the inside as well, and we're too wide, about 4 cars deep into 3 and 4. It keeps changing as quick as I can call it as the 03 pokes up the inside of the 19 of Daniel Beckinsale. Justin Witcher getting that outside run on the 90 and Nigel Payton. Doesn't look like anybody's willing to give on this one. It is race on, folks, here. Lap 103 of 134. Do not turn off your dials. Do not change the channel. Do not go look at anything else on Facebook or YouTube, because this is the place to be. Into Sim Esports Network, round 1, simreeks.com NASCAR Next Gen Series. Daniel Beckinsale, your reigning champion, leading the way. Justin Witcher getting into the back of Daniel Beckinsale, and I thought that was going to send him into the wall out of 4. Good racing by both drivers there. Be sure if you're tuning in here on the Into Sim Esports Network, comment with us. Talk to us. Let us know how the racing's going. Let us know how we're going here in the broadcast. But Dimitri Agathos with a big defining move saying, come on, guys, I'm coming to the front. And the 66 there of Dimitri Agathos making his way up the inside of Daniel Beckinsale. So teammates now. Beckinsale's opened that steering wheel and allowed Dimitri Agathos. He said, come on, teammate, you go to the front and you go chase down the 21 of Justin Witcher. And he said, I'll do just that, Daniel. So Dimitri Agathos is in behind Justin Witcher at the moment. They are single file, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They've all dropped in behind each other now. But I tell you what, the racing is. Mike Schroeder, Ruben Phelps, Jason Holdsworth, everyone behind them. So you see the 4 there. Southern Stars Racing of Adam Malone trying to make the move. Oh, there's a bit of smoke in front. Adam Malone does well to miss that one. And what driving in? Jason Holdsworth's involved in that one. Ruben Phelps, Brad Allison, and we're going to see another caution here for the simreeks.com NASCAR Next Gen Series. I tell you what, Paul, lucky I've got a couple of drinks next to me to loosen up the vocal cords because they're getting a workout tonight.
You're having a great call there, Hayden. I don't think I get a word in there, but don't think that anyone would want me to get a word in there with your calling at the moment, so you're doing a great job.
Mate, just trying to get you to concentrate on your camera so you don't have to worry about talking, that's all. But feel free to jump in whenever you want. It's a lot harder to do what you're doing than what I'm doing, mate. I'm just sitting here enjoying a motor race and calling what I see. So thanks for all your hard work, but join in whenever you want. But what a race, mate, to watch. Unfortunate instant there. It's been such clean racing at the front, and Brad Allison and Daniel Beckinsale, who are fighting for the lead of this one, aren't going to like that. But you can see how it all happened there when they came out of 3 and 4. Looks like Ruben got involved in that one as well. We might actually go back and have a look at that one. So Daniel's got loose through 3 and 4. He's come down and actually created the incident, gone into the 03 of Brad Allison. There was a driver there that was really close. So Dan Beckinsale getting really loose out of 3 and 4 and or out of 4 rather, and creating that. So unfortunate for your reigning champion. But speaking of Mr. Dan Beckinsale from Bin Chicane Racing, Aiden Schultz from the broadcast booth, mate, having a solid run up a ton of spots there in the 19 car and just got a little bit loose out of 4 there and just looks like you rotated her into the field, mate. Is that correct?
No, I got absolutely nailed again, mate. It seems to be a hallmark of this track that people, when they don't realise there's a car in front of them, they just decide they're going to drive through it.
Oh, really? Well, I looked at it and I must have missed it. So I thought you got a little bit loose there. I didn't quite see it. So unfortunate there, mate. Reigning champion of the series, and You didn't qualify the best, but you had a good race strategy, and you were moving the 19 car up to the front. You actually led a couple of laps there, but it looked really racy at the front, and the racing seems pretty good at the front all night, so really unexpected to see that incident happen.
Yeah, no, it's been pretty clean amongst the few of them who've been up there the whole time, but unfortunately just, towards the end here with a few guys going to the fresh tyres early, not realising that, how older tyres work on this track, I think. We were sliding around a bit. We put the foot down to try to see what we could do, burn off the tyres and, make that last stop as short as possible. But, got the repairs done. I'm back out there now and we'll just play it by ear to the finish, hopefully pick up some championship points and bring home a result.
So you're good with your optionals, you're good fuel-wise, good to go to the end, 108 of 134?
Yeah, no, I am. And I think, to be honest with you, most of the boys up the front would be as well. We sort of split strategy there. You saw probably Alison, I think it's Schreider, myself, stayed out. We thought a lot more behind us were going to stay out in the chat that was happening, over race radio. And unfortunately, a few of us just got caught out with a lot of them coming in. I'm not sure how the split worked, though, on tyres for who took tyres and who didn't. I can tell you that I'm on fresh tyres now, and I'll just see how it falls. I'm going to try to keep it clean, and really right now it's just about championship points, there's no need to do anything silly, and that's really all I was looking for. I was just hoping for a top 10 and bring it home.
Well, we'll be definitely keeping an eye on the 19 car of you, mate, the reigning champion for season 1, so hopefully we can see you make your way back through the field and have a nice solid result after an unfortunate incident there.
Yeah, no, we'll give it a red hot go, and hopefully everyone enjoys it on InterSim Esports. It's been great.
No worries, mate. Thanks for making yourself available. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Dan Beckinsale, your reigning champion, up in the booth in that incident. So very unfortunate for him. They are, I'm not sure who got in the back of him there, though, Paul. I didn't quite see that on the replay, but obviously we're not in the cars. So unfortunate incident for the reigning champion, 108, or now 109 laps into 134 here on the InterSim Esports Network.
Yeah, I did think myself he actually got a little bit loose while watching it through the broadcast here as well. But yeah, I'm sure admins will go and have a look at that one later and find out the background on what happened there. But last season, obviously, Dan Beckinsale, the season 1 championship winner, so he definitely has a bit of a target painted on his back for season 2, and still having a pretty good run, currently sitting there in P14, P15. But last season, Aidan, we were actually at 2 mile tracks in the next gen cars. This season they've gone to a few more of the 1.5 mile tracks. So we've got a lot more 2 wide racing this season than we saw last season.
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head as they're about to go green, but we'll just cover off on that great point you made, Paul. Yeah, they have done a few more 1.5 mile tracks, which not only has created a little bit more of that 2-lane racing, as you said, it's also created a little bit more tyre deck. So we're seeing a difference with the car's overall pace when they're running in a pack, as Justin Witcher now takes the green flag here for round 1 once again after probably the 8th or 9th caution of the night, but hopefully that's the last one that we see, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, it definitely has created different tyre strategies. These next gen cars previously on those 2 miles and bigger didn't really have a big tyre deck as opposed to the current Gen 3 cars that are still run in a lot of series. So really good to see the difference tonight, and that's probably why we're seeing a little bit of more cautions than what we're used to. But in saying that, it is a 41 car grid tonight, so one of the biggest, or is the biggest, we've seen in this series so far, which we hope is a sign to come. But let's get settled in. We're 111 into 134. Justin Witcher leading the way. Pinnacle Esports, this is something we've been accustomed to in other series. The 21 car there leading the way. Nigel Payton, his teammate, different colours tonight, but they are teammates. So they are 1 and 2, but Matt Payton, so it's father and son. The son saying, whatever you can do, Dad, I can do better. And it's father and son and father, 2 and 3. Adam Malone, the number 4 there of Southern Stars Esports, making his way up into his accustomed P3. He is always at the front of this one in this race, and he is moving up on the 90 of Nigel Payton. Dimitri Agathos, who made a really solid move earlier in that other stint in the 66 Bin Chicane racing car, getting back into this one as well, and Kobe Jordan, and we've got another wreck, and we've gone yellow again. Looks like Ruben Phelps is involved in that one as we see him and Maxi Marshall. So 10th caution of the night, Paul, 112 into 134. Hopefully we don't get any more greens, but well, we go back and have a look and see what happened with Maxi Marshall as they go into 3 and 4. Looks like so that was the 71 there. Looks like he's got loose into the turn, gone up into those safer barriers. He's on the brake, spinning down. Looks like the cars are going down on the apron. We'll see who the unlucky victims are here. No one as per yet. And it looks like that is just an incident all on his own. The 99 of Derek Jacobs with a little bit of a clip there as he makes his way past Tony Vaselis. So it looked like that Ruben had a little bit of an incident down the back stretch, but it might have just been me seeing things as it looked like I did with Daniel Beckinsale's incident. So wasn't good there for Tony Vaselis having that incident all on his own, but we're under caution once again. Again, we will make a shout out to the sponsors. We have to. But before we go and cover the sponsors again, ladies and gentlemen, tune into us on Tuesday night here on the InterSim Esports Network. We know you love following us here on the InterSim Esports Network and catching all the action live. We will be bringing you on Tuesday night the third round of the Procar G or Blendline TV Procar GT E-Championship right here on the InterSim Esports Network from approximately 6:45 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. If you are in the southern states, it will be 7:45 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Saving Time. So tune in to us as we head to the virtual Brands Hatch circuit to bring you Porsche 992 racing for round 3, which is being dominated at the moment by Jordan Mulak, who has won 3 of the 5 races so far. So be sure to tune in here on the InterSim Esports Network for that one. We look forward to bringing you that. And then on the 25th of October, we will bring you the second season of the Australasian Supercar we will go live on Sunday, before Tuesday rather, for the final round of the Australasian Supercar E-Series, which will see the man on screen, the 21 of Justin Witcher, try and consolidate that championship at the virtual Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Indianapolis 400. So we look forward to seeing you all there. So a lot coming up here on the InterSim Esports Network over the next couple of days. We can't wait to settle in and bring you all the action. But right now, we are at the simrigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series, brought to you by the Full Throttle Sim Racing Leagues at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Simrigs.com, the major sponsor. Jump on board them to that exact website if you want all your sim racing gear. Get amongst that. They are some of the best in the business and sell some of the best gear, and of course are massive players being involved with what is the Full Throttle Sim Racing League's NASCAR Next Gen Series. So thank you to simrigs.com, and jump on to their website or give them a call if you need any sim gear, because you will not be disappointed. As well as my screen's just frozen for some unbeknown reason, but it's just come back, so that's good. Looks like my internet's having a little bit of a heart attack. Hopefully that it doesn't keep doing that. But anyway, Inside Lane Productions, so Kobe Jordan, you can get on board with them as well. Of course, Inside Lane Production is a 3D printing service offering FDM and SCA design resin printing rather. You can get in contact with them at InsideLaneProductions.com or KobeJordan80@gmail.com if you want that as well. Obviously, they're giving away 2 button boxes for the random drivers in this series, those button boxes to go onto your sim rigs to be able to help you out through your race. So thank you so much to all the sponsors of the Full Throttle Sim Racing Leagues, simrigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series, brought to you here on the InterSim Esports Network. But we'll have one more lap under that safety car, 116 laps of 134. Justin Witcher will bring you to the green. On the outside of the front row will be Matt Payton. He's been at the front of this one a lot in this race, so expect the 587 to be racy on this restart. He'll be On the inside of that second row will be his old man, Nigel Payton, in the 90 car. So it's Pinnacle Esports there, 1, 2, 3. Adam Malone from Southern Stars Racing will be out of the fourth. Bin Chicane Racing in the 66 will be Dimitri Agathos, not to be outdone by his teammate. Not to be outdone by Kobe Jordan there as well. Kobe Jordan from the Gaming Den Esports. So it's Pinnacle Esports, 1, 2, 3. It is... Sorry, just looking at this. It's Pinnacle Esports, 1, 2, 3. It's Southern Stars Racing out of 4. Bin Chicane Racing out of 5. And the Gaming Den Esports out of 6. So we've got 4 teams, 6 cars filling the first 3 rows as we're about to go green once again here for the simrigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series. The 21 car will bring us to the green. They're coming through 3 and 4 at the moment. The pace car will make its way down pit lane for what we hope is the final time tonight. It's in the hands of the 21 of Justin Witcher. Justin Witcher holds the field up this time and takes the green flag. Nigel Payton, his teammate, obviously got the countdown in his ear from Justin as they make a great start. Matt Payton just misses that a little bit. I think that was a little bit of teamwork there and said, hey, we're just going to drop in. So it is Pinnacle Esports, 1, 2, 3, followed by Dimitri Agathos. He's made the move on the 4 of Adam Malone. Sabine Chicane Racing 66 of Dimitri Agathos is making his way up the inside. Adam Malone. Adam Malone's not letting him have it very easy at all as he gets a great run on the outside. Kobe Jordan wanting to follow him as well. Not quite going to be able to clear Dimitri Agathos, but Dimitri gets a little bit squirrely there off of 4, which allows the 14, which is actually the 25, as we said, of Kobe Jordan up the inside. And Adam Malone with a big send up the inside of Matt Payton in the 587. And he looks like he's trying to clear, but Matt Payton is trying to run down the outside, getting a big push by Dimitri Agathos. Nigel Payton just moves down. He's not helping his son by the looks of that one, but Adam Malone couldn't quite get that job done. So it's still Pinnacle Esports, 1, 2, 3. Through the strike they go again, 119 of 134. Adam Malone up into the 4th position. Dimitri Agathos on that high line, trying to take that off him at the moment. Kobe Jordan's there as well. Jason Holdsworth in that 1 car. Here he comes. He's up into the 6th position. When it matters, the one of Jason Holdsworth is coming into this one. So keep your eye on him as he makes his way around the outside. Tristan Koch coming into this one as well, up into 8th place, 20 spots up on his starting position. Quiet night for Tristan, but when it all comes down to it, he is here having a run as well for the lead of this motor race, or at least a podium position. 20 laps of 134. Justin Witcher with a little bit of gap over the rest of the field at the moment, just trying to break that draft. He's moving down to the inside. Oh, as we got cars trying to cover off. Who was that? Dimitri Agathos with a big move up the inside of Nigel Payton, trying to split the Pinnacle Esports train at the front. Nigel Payton still holding the outside there on Dimitri Agathos. Matt Payton now a little bit out of position, not being able to help his teammate and father there on the outside of that row. So Dimitri Agathos still trying to clear. This is all helping Justin Witcher at the front. The more they do this, and we go caution again. That's caution number 10 or 11 tonight, Paul. But what racing that was. I was hoping to call that one to the end.
Yeah, it was quite the run at the front of the pack there with everyone. 2 wide, and it was all happening, all the action right at the front of the pack.
Yeah, a lot of action at the front of the pack. We'll just settle down and go back and have a look at what that caution was. So, not sure as part of that. Looks Mark Johansson on the outside there. That looked like a little bit of net code possibly with the 99 of Derek Jacobs. He had a second lick too. Derek has gone for a big ride down through the tri-oval of the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Looks like that green car is going to just finish the job for him as well. So Derek Jacobs, who we spoke to earlier, wanted to have a clean race, and that 99 car is definitely not looking clean as he ejects from the race car halfway through the spin. So the 0-0 car of Mark Johansson and Derek Jacobs involved in that one. So we'll see what Derek had to think about that one. Of course, we'll have to bring him down into the booth. We've spoken to Mark. Well, actually, no, we've spoken to him. We'll bring Mark Johansson back into the booth and have a chat with him and see what he had to say about that one. So moving him down now. So we've got him into the booth, and the 00 of Mark Johansson, mate. Aidan and Paul from the booth. Solid run tonight, mate. That's not the way you wanted to end that one.
No, mate. No, yeah, the left side of the front's pushed up a little bit. It seems like it's all right though. I'll stay out here and see where I can get.
Well, we can tell you from the broadcast, mate, it's more than the left front. You've got no front bumper. So a little bit more than the left front, but some damage. But what was your take on that one? Derek Jacobs in the 99 just on the inside of you as you came through the tri-oval there. And, yeah, a little bit of contact, and that was all she wrote.
Yeah, mate, you know what it's like coming through these tri-ovals. I wasn't sure whether I got him or he got me or, yeah, but... yeah, it all ended badly for, I think, both of us.
It looked like a car was trying to push up behind as well, and it looked like sort of 2 or 3 cars just trying to go through the tri-oval at Charlotte, one of those incidents. But race control will take control of that one, not for us to judge. But, mate, you're having such a solid night here for round 1 of the simrigs.com full throttle Sim Racing League's NASCAR Next Gen Series. Up in the top 10 most of the night. Good to be able to concentrate and have a good solid result. So unfortunate for you, mate, but hopefully we see you back for round 2.
Yeah, if work allows me, I'll definitely be back. Hang on, I'll just start. Yeah, the motor's just expired, so that's it. I'm done.
Well, mate, be sure to tune into us here on the InterSim Esports Network. Jump on Facebook or YouTube and watch the rest of the boys go around. We're 124 into 34, but Mark Johansson in the Sim Shed car there. Thank you for making yourself available for the second time tonight. And unlucky once again, we look forward to talking to you another time.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Happy to jump up in the broadcast and just like to thank again, sorry, Mr. Shaw, for putting the league on and doing a good job.
No worries, mate. Well said. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Mark Johansson making himself available. But I tell you what, Paul, the 21 of Justin Witcher, still leading the front of this one. He's got his teammate Nigel Payton behind him. Matt Payton is going to be off the 4th position in behind his father. But the bin chicane 66 is one I've definitely got an eye on there of Dimitri Agathos. He hasn't been backwards and coming forwards of trying to make those moves. But we're still looking at all the comments here. We've got heaps of comments. Ryan Barber, Derek has been cleaned up. All race bugger. Ryan's obviously Andy Barber's son. So Ryan going for Southern Stars Racing. Race Control is having a busy night. See Margaret tuning in again. The after race reviews will be interesting. Also, Steve Hoppert, thanks for tuning in. He's saying, oh, and I won't repeat what he said after that, because that's not for PG rating audience tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So, we caution again about the 11th caution tonight, Paul. We're now 125 into 34. Hopefully these drivers can keep it green to the end.
I hope so. I'm looking forward to a tea and going to bed. My bed's calling me at the moment, but still staying there, still with it. We got 9 to go, so... we're going to bring this one home, and I'm sure there's going to be plenty more action in these last 9 laps, Aidan.
Yeah, I'm sure we're not going to be disappointed with action. It's been that so far tonight. Not sometimes the action we wanted to see, but it's definitely going to hotten up here. So Justin Witcher will bring us to the green. They'll make their way down the back straight of the Charlotte Motor Speedway. 17 cars currently on the lead lap from the 41 starters that we had for round 1 of the simrigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series. So only 17 drivers still in with a chance, if it goes green, to win this one. You always want the bragging rights, the one that takes home the P1, the big W for round 1 of a series. Justin Witcher currently in the box seat, but I tell you what, he's not going to have it his own way. Nigel Payton will be off the outside of the first row with him. So once again, it's a Pinnacle Esports first row, Pinnacle Esports Bin Chicane Racing second row. And then we have Jason Holdsworth there in the 5th place. So pace car in. Is Justin Witcher going to go early? Nigel will get the countdown. As you can see there, that was predicted. Pinnacle Esports all on the radio. Looks like that Matt Payton's just missed a gear a little bit, which allows the 66 of Dimitri Agathos to range up on the inside of him into 1 and 2. Will he be able to clear him? The Pinnacle Esports guys are side by side at the front. Justin Witcher over Nigel Payton. Dimitri Agathos with the great run. He's going to have to make this move early because they're going to have teamwork trying to not allow him to get to the lead of this race, as we see exactly that with Nigel Payton there in the 90 car holding that outside line. Matt Payton following him straight through. So that was the chance. Dimitri nearly needed to put his car up the inside down the back straight, but thought better of it as we are 127 into 134. Nigel Payton now leading the way as we've got contact between Dimitri and Matt Payton. Great job by Matt Payton to not only save that one, but keep it off the wall through 1 and 2. So Matt Payton's no longer a factor in this one if we stay green. Nigel Payton leads the way. Pinnacle Esports 1-2 once again. Justin Witcher there. Dimitri Agathos taking a really shallow line, keeping it right down to the apron through 3 and 4. Look who's there. Jason Holdsworth in 4th position. He's come to play too. Jason Holdsworth in the 1 car, right up behind Dimitri Agathos, taking it right down onto the apron through 1 and 2 there. Look at this battle. Adam Malone's come back. Southern Stars Racing, number 4, has come back. Michael Schroeder in the 263 is going to take it 3 wide into 3 and 4. Are they going to get through there? Michael Schroeder, a big send into 3 and 4, holds it. We've got an accident in the background. Are they going to hold it? Nigel, Norman Clark are part of that. We're still going. We're still green, lady. No! Another accident. Daniel Beckinsale in another accident, and we're yellow once again. It's like we're going to have a green-white checker. Daniel Beckinsale in another accident. These boys are definitely racy at the front. So we will go back and have a look at that caution. We had a couple of drivers get loose through 3 and 4 and saved it. Norman Clark would be thanking himself for that caution because he was put himself out of contention in this one, which I believe he was anyway from some damage. But we'll go back and have a look at what happened there. Sam Catacuzan, Daniel Beckinsale here. You can see we're just watching in the background. You can see Norman Clark losing it through 3 and 4. The cameras quite aren't catching up. We're on the wrong driver there, but you can see Norman Clark in the background. We'll wait and see what happens with Dan Beckinsale. So just keep your eyes fixed to the screens here as we watch. So Dan Beckinsale looks like he's got tagged on the outside by the 080 car, if I read that correctly, Paul. Not sure who that was. I might be reading that. No. Reese Clayton. So looks like there just not enough racing room given by one of those drivers. Not quite sure. We probably would have had to go a little bit further back, but nonetheless, Reese Clayton and Daniel Beckinsale involved in that. Daniel Beckinsale will be getting a lot more damage from that one. So your reigning champion of the Next Gen Cup Series is pretty much out of this one, Paul. But that puts Nigel Payton. It'll be a change next time we come to the green, which will probably be a green-white checker, and they'll only have one go at it, ladies and gentlemen, here for the simrigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series. 13 cautions tonight at the moment from my count. That's 1 caution every 10 laps. So not what we wanted, but that was what you get with a 41-car field. So Nigel Payton will lead Justin Witcher away this time around. Watch out for the 66 Dimitri Agathos, but I tell you what, Michael Schroeder, don't count him out as well. He's up there in 4th position. We saw a massive plunge from him into 3 and 4 last time round under green, making a solid move. I thought that was going to come off not so well for the 263 of Michael Schroeder, but he did a great job doing that. Adam Malone there as well in 6th, never right off the 4. Adam Malone from Southern Stars Racing doing a great job. The best placed Southern Stars Racing car tonight there in 6th spot, with the next best being Mr. Andy J. Barber back in 12th. So great drive by those guys. Unfortunate night for their teammates. But Pinnacle Esports still showing a clean set of heels at the front now. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But I tell you what, Dimitri Agathos and Michael Schroeder, even Jason Holdsworth, Adam Malone, don't write Tristan Koch off this in 7th place in the 550, are not going to allow these 2 Pinnacle Esports guys to get this one done easily. So they'll just go through under the pace car again another time round. They're not getting 2 by 2 at the moment, so it doesn't look like we're going green this time round as the yellow lights are still on the pace car. So it definitely will be a green-white checker. Of course, as I said, simrigs.com, massive shout out to those guys. Get amongst it. If you are watching here on the InterSim Esports Network, don't miss us on Sunday night as we bring you the final round of the Australasian Supercar E-Series for the Indianapolis 400 from the virtual Indianapolis Motor Speedway from approximately 6:45 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, or if you're in the southern states, 7:45 p.m. your time, Australian Eastern Daylight Time. We will be, or the Australasian Supercar E-Series will be crowning its inaugural winner right here on the InterSim Esports Network. Then, of course, come across on Tuesday night because it'll be round 3 of the the Blendline TV Pro Car GTE Championship. Jordan Mulak leading the way in that championship after the first 2 rounds. Will be going to the virtual Brands Hatch circuit, turning right as well as left with the Porsche 992 GT3 cars. So be sure to join us for that one. For what we have seen has been some great racing there for the Blendline TV Pro Car GTE Championship. But Nigel Payton leads the way at the moment. He'll bring him to the green next time around. You'll see the pace car lights go out, and you see that now, ladies and gentlemen. So they strap the belts in, those virtual belts. They get ready and to go green for what will be a green-white checker. The next yellow will decide the winner for round 1 of the simrigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series, brought to you by the Full Throttle Sim Racing Leagues. So, Paul, green-white checker. We had someone tune in or comment on the stream wondering whether it'd be a green-white checker about an hour ago, and they've definitely got what they suggested. So, green-white checker, yellow will be the order of the day if we go yellow again, or we'll go 2 laps to decide the winner of this one. Pinnacle Esports have the prime position in the front row, but getting ready for 2 laps of absolute mayhem, Paul.
Absolute mayhem it's going to be. Green-white checker, everyone's just going to push as hard as they can, and those guys at the front there, Dimitri Agathos, Michael Schroeder in the second row, they're not going to hold anything back. Jason Holdworth, Adam Malone, they're going to leave nothing on the table. So this top 6 here, it's going to be anyone's game.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Paul. Cannot wait. Steve Hoppett commented he thinks the pace car's still on the lead lap, so that's a bit of a funny one for you, ladies and gentlemen. Bit of Steve Hoppett's little humour there. Thank you, Steve, for that. Made me smile as I'm about to call 2 laps. So pace car's in, ladies and gentlemen. Have a look at this. Nigel Payton, Pinnacle Esports front row with Justin Witcher. They'll be in each other's ears. They held them right up. Looks like we've got a little bit of a nose to tail in the background. Dimitri Agathos read that one perfectly. So it's Pinnacle Esports, Nigel Payton on the inside, Dimitri Agathos in the great spot here. Justin Witcher getting hung out to dry, nowhere to go. Dimitri Agathos, Finn Chicane Racing. He's made it. He's made that move up into second. Look out for Michael Schroeder. He said, I'm going to be a part of this one too. The 263 of Michael Schroeder moving up the inside of the 21. At the moment, it's going to be between the 90 and the 66. Who's going to prevail on this one? This time past the strike, we are white flag here for the round 1 of the simrigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series. Nigel Payton leading the way over Dimitri Agathos. It's Pinnacle Esports, Finn Chicane Racing, the 263, and Michael Schroeder gets into the back of Dimitri Agathos. That's going to be the end of the race, and Nigel Payton's going to be the winner for round 1 of, no, it still goes green. I don't see the yellow out yet. There's cars everywhere. Cars upside down. Kobe Jordan's upside down. A car's in the crowd. I think a car's over the other side of the western states of America. I don't know. They're everywhere. But I'm not sure whether the caution came out. I don't think it did. We have gone checkered flag here for round 1 of the simrigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series here on the InterSim Esports Network. And I'm not sure who won that. But I tell you what, it's not what we thought. Nigel Payton from Pinnacle Esports will be the winner of round 1. Let's go back and have a look at this replay. So we're just watching here the finish line. So this is the battle. Nigel Payton making his way around to the lead. Jason Holdsworth there looks like he's in second. The battle for 3rd and 4th, very interesting. It is the 3rd place. Adam Marinovich up into P3. 11 spots up on his starting position. Michael Schroeder, who may get in a little bit of trouble thereafter by the stewards of this one in the 263 who come home in fourth. But yeah, Nigel Payton from Pinnacle Esports will be very happy with that one to come home with the chockies out of that one, Paul.
Yeah, definitely. Nigel had a great drive there, up 30 spots from the starting in 31. So he'll definitely be pleased with that.
Yeah, great job there by the number 90 of Nigel Payton. Absolutely amazing drive. Another great drive there by Jason Holdsworth, up 38 spots on his starting position to come home P2. And Adam Marinovich, we haven't heard of him before. His first time out tonight in the series, and he's come home with a nice solid P3. But before we get on and have a chat to these guys who did come home in the top three here for round one of the simrigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series, let's go through your final standings and official results, or unofficial results rather, of the race. So Nigel Payton came home in P1. Jason Holdsworth took home P2. Michael Schroeder, Mike Schroeder's saying P3 there. That's weird. That's different to my timing. So Michael Schroeder there in P3. So something's happened there because my live timing said differently. So Michael Schroeder takes the third position over Adam Marinovich. Brad Fenley up there in fifth. Kobe Jordan in sixth. Norman Clark will come home seventh, followed by Matt Payton and Dave Oliver in eighth and ninth, respectively. Good solid top 10 there. Daniel Beckinsale in everything tonight, your reigning champion. He'll come home in P10. Dimitri Agathos, who was battling for that lead, will come home in 11th, being tagged, unfortunately, on that last lap, but that's green-white checker racing. Justin Witcher also will finish in 12th. Andy Barber will finish 13th. Michael Budge in 14th. Tristan Koch in 15th. Adam Malone in 16th. After having a solid run all night, he'll be disappointed with that one. Brad Allison, first night back in a long time, will finish in the 17th place. And Jamie Nankervis in 18th, Paul.
And 19th there, Tim Weston with Brian Bullock rounding out the top 20. Neil McKenzie in 21st, Reese Clayton 22nd, Trav Mason 23rd, Graham Ellis 24th, Todd May 25th, Sam Katakouzanos in 26th, Brett Elder 27th, Ruben Phelps in 28th. It's a very hard luck finish there for Ruben. Ooh, hang on,
29th was Mark Johansson, 30th Steve McLennan, 31st Michael Shaw, 32nd will be Brett Campbell, 33 Maxi Marshall, 34 Derek Jacobs, 35th Tony Vaselis as the list keeps going. The 36 is Lachlan Hewitt, 37 Darren McKenzie after a very unfortunate night. Glenn Klein will finish in 38th. We'll quickly roll over. I'll finish this one off for you, Paul. 39th was Tommy Pritchard. In the 40th position was Brady Tinnen. And rounding out your 41 starters tonight, who doesn't look like he took the green flag, was Craig Taylor there in 41st. But what a night it was, ladies and gentlemen, for the Full Throttle Sim Racing Leagues, simrigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series here on the InterSim Esports Network. Your winner was Nigel Payton. Second place, Jason Holdsworth, and Michael Schroeder was in the third position. We've only got Jason Holdsworth in the booth at the moment, so I'll just go searching and see whether I can find the other drivers. So currently got them down there in the green room, just seeing whether we've got Michael Schroeder. He's still not in the Discord anywhere, so we're not going to be able to bring you your third place getter, Michael Schroeder, at the moment. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, this is unofficial results. They are going to have a lot to review of this one, of what was round one of the Full Throttle Sim Racing League's Next Gen Cup Series, brought to you by simrigs.com. But we will go straight to your second place getter. He is none other than number one, the driver of the number one, Jason Holdsworth, mate. Pretty quiet night tonight. We didn't talk about you a lot, sort of, until mid-race, but you were there or thereabouts, and you were there to pounce in that last green-white checker to come home in P2.
Yeah, it was a very action-packed race. Of a fair few incidents, more than usual. Just kept my nose clean and slowly worked my way up to the front and was there at the end with an undamaged car, so I was happy.
Yeah, mate, you weren't involved in much tonight when it comes to Rex, which is good. I did mention you're coming off a nice solid win last Sunday morning in round one of the Full Throttle Sim Racing League's Open Truck Series. So come into this one with a bit of confidence. Not the best night for you last night out in Charlotte in the trucks, even though you were quick, but backed it up with a nice solid P2 tonight.
Yeah, very happy with that. Can't complain at all. As I said, just keeping the car clean, keeping it straight, not bent. And obviously had the speed to catch Nigel at the end, but obviously just didn't have the laps to get past him.
Well, mate, solid nonetheless. Good start, round one. Long way to go. Bet you much rather second place than, say, 10th. A lot of drivers tonight won't be happy with how their night went and how their season started. So big congratulations on your P2 there, Jason. Shout out to all those sponsors and everyone involved.
Oh, yeah, obviously the guys at Sandbag Racing, Dean and Chandler, they couldn't make it tonight due to work commitments. Thank you to Activity Hub Bali for putting on, obviously, the Full Throttle Leagues. Inside Lane Productions, obviously coming on as a sponsor. Big thank you. And a big thank you to everyone participated and you guys who broadcasted brilliantly as always.
No worries, mate. Thank you for those kind words. I tell you what, I'm out of puff tonight. There was a lot to call tonight. But ladies and gentlemen, the pilot of the number one car, Jason Holdsworth, brings that home in P2 tonight. But we'll move across to the Pinnacle Esports driver, number 90, Nigel Payton, in the W, in the winner's circle again tonight, mate. You've got to be happy with that one, but I'm sure you are feeling a little bit terrible for your teammate there and son of Matt Payton and also Justin Witcher there, mate. But good to get the P1.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. Thanks, Aidan. Good to be. Yeah, it was very lucky, a little luck. Just held on to the end. The car was in a bit of a bad shape. Jason was definitely going to get me, or Demetrius was probably going to get me more. He was a bit unlucky there at the end. So I'll take the win, but thanks very much.
Well, mate, solid drive nonetheless. Dimitri Agathos from Bin Chicane Racing was definitely coming hard in that one, and so was the 263 of Michael Schroeder. We saw Michael Schroeder just get into the left-hand rear of Dimitri Agathos, which sort of started that Constantina crash, which pretty much took out half the field on that last lap, which allowed you to bring home the win. But I tell you what, those guys were breathing down your neck all night.
Yeah, they certainly were. But yeah, it was, again, just pure luck. I thought probably Justin was probably going to be able to take the win because he had a good car, so unlucky for him. So, but we'll take whatever we can get.
Well, mate, that's a good way to start your weekend. P1 on Friday night. We head across to Sunday for the Indy 400 in the Australasian Supercar E-Series. I'm sure you're looking at a similar result for that one.
Oh, that'll be bloody fantastic. But I think there's a few better drivers in that race than me, so we'll just see what we can happen. But yeah, it was great tonight anyway.
Well, mate, sometimes you've got to be in it to win it, and that's exactly what happened tonight. So congratulations once again on your P1. Big shout out to those sponsors and everyone involved.
Yeah, just like to thank the team, Pinnacle Esports, team owners, Justin Witcher and Greg Spencer. Thanks to them. Again, to Justin tonight, we nearly got there, and Matt, we did a great job. So, and my car sponsor, Custom Diecast Paints. It's excellent to have them on board. So we'll see you next week.
No worries, Nigel. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen, your winner for round one of the simrigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series from Charlotte Motor Speedway was the number 90 from Pinnacle Esports of Nigel Payton. But Paul Jackson, what a night it was. We had 12 cautions, maybe even 13. We didn't have a lot of green flag racing. 41 cars showed up. We only had about 15 end on the lead lap, which I didn't expect that many cautions, but I expected quite a few incidents. That's exactly what we saw tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Pretty full on up the front there. We always had a pack of probably 10 odd cars running at most times. And it was quite hectic at the front there, so it was good to see. Good to see a lot of two wide racing as well. I'm sure everyone enjoyed tonight's race.
Yeah, I'm sure they did, mate. And a big thank you from me for doing all the cameras in the background. As always, it is very late where you are at the moment, closer to midnight than it is 10 o'clock. So thank you so much for doing that. But we'll look forward to what you have to look forward to here on the Intersim Esports Network as we round up round one of the simrigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series. So on Sunday, we will be heading to the virtual Indianapolis Motor Speedway, which will see us bring you the final round of the Australasian Supercar E-Series for the Indianapolis 400 right here on the Intersim Esports Network from approximately 6:45 p.m. Then on Tuesday night, we will be bringing you the third round of the Procar GTE Championship, the Blendline TV Procar GTE Championship from the virtual Brands Hatch Raceway or Brands Hatch racetrack, whatever you want to call it, from Brands Hatch in the Porsche 992 GTE. That'll be from approximately the same time as 6:45 p.m. And then we'll see you all again back here next Friday night, which will be round two of the simrigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series. It'll be at the virtual Texas Motor Speedway. We'll see whether the number 90 from Pinnacle Esports, Nigel Payton, can back up his win and take 2 wins from 2 here as we go to the Texas Motor Speedway. So we look forward to seeing you all there, not only on Sunday night for the Indianapolis 400 for the Australasian Supercar E-Series, Tuesday night from Brands Hatch Circuit for the Procar GTE Championship, and then again next Tuesday night for the simrigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series. We look forward to seeing you all then. Get onto our socials, Facebook and YouTube. Give them a like, a subscribe if you like. Make sure you don't miss all the action here on the Intersim Esports Network. But from Paul and myself and everyone at the Intersim Esports Network, thank you so much for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you on Sunday night for the Australasian Supercar E-Series right here on the Intersim Esports Network.